You have to answer for 2002 Miami, Indiana. You've been the torchbearer for the college football committee and the conference commissioners trying to keep us out of the college football playoff. That little farce you've pulled the last couple of years, acting like you're some world beater of college football. You think that could fool a Kane? Shut up and sit down. Ole Miss is out. So is Ohio State. Notre Dame, A&M, FSU. This season we settled all family business. Only don't tell me that you're innocent in all of this, Indiana, because it insults our intelligence. Come on, Indiana, don't be afraid. We're the godfathers of college football. Do you think that we're going to send you back to mediocrity like we did Nebraska? No, your punishment is you're finished. You're going back to Bloomington and going to focus on basketball. And I want you to stay there and do that. Only don't tell me you're innocent in all of this, because it insults our intelligence and makes me very angry. Now, who approached you in regards to keeping us out of the college football playoffs? Was it Jethro Clampett Hunter Urick or Dr. Jackass Jim Phillips? Good. There's a little black car outside of Hard Rock Stadium waiting to take you to the airport. Go on, get out of my sight.
I'm the Stallion, speaking loud, no chains. From the heat of Miami where we play no games. Boxing gloves down, but my mouth still swings. Trash talk sharp like a scorpion stings. Stallion speaks. Yeah, the truth don't hide, unfiltered raw. Your late night guy from the ring to the mic where the real collide. Stallion speaks on the untamed tide. Stallion speaks. On the untamed tide. Gloves off mic, I feel the fire ignite. When the Stallion speaks, there's no polite. From the edge of the ring to the edge of your seat, I'm the voice that bows to a ruthless beat.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Italian Stallion, here for another episode of Stallion Speaks. You know what time it is, baby. We're going on a little bit later tonight, but I hope you enjoyed that. So just want to let you all know tonight, it is going to be big time. Tomorrow night, Miami, Indiana, in the Rock, baby. And if you're not ready for this one, I don't know what else to tell you guys. I really don't, because it is here. We have waited for this moment for so long. And what's going to happen, guys? I don't know. All I know is that we are here at the opportunity to fight for a national title, 6 in 26, in honor of Sean Taylor, and we're going up against a team that nobody's given us a chance against. They're undefeated. They have an opportunity to go 16-0. It's never been done before. They're a good team. They got a kid from Miami there. But guys, tomorrow night, Miami in the Rock has an opportunity to make history and supplant themselves as the national champions of college football. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to get anybody on tonight that wants to come on. As I mentioned before, I'm going to be able to give everybody 5 minutes to join us. But more than anything, I want everybody to just come on here and talk about this game tomorrow night. We have waited for this, guys, for 23 years. And before I get into my rant, I want to thank you all for supporting this channel, watching the Rebels with a Cause. 174 subscribers, over 20,000 views now. Keep punching that like button and sharing us, because I'm telling you guys, we wouldn't do this without you guys and your love and support. So more than anything, definitely come on and speak your piece when I give that opportunity for everybody. Also, the views and opinions of this program are not affiliated with those of any other organization. These are solely the Italian Stallion's views, and as well as his guest co-hosts and any audience members that come on. Also, I will be clicking that link to come on with us to speak your piece, limiting it to 5 minutes tonight, because I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of people coming on. So, more than anything, I'm going to catch the chat box up as well. I already see Anthony in the house. What's up, brother? See Brandon Brock in the house. Shout out to my brother, Larry Frank. Brother, I'm going to win that national title tomorrow night, brother. Keeping you in my thoughts and prayers as everything's going with you, my brother. Also, want to make sure that we highlight a few things tonight, more than anything. As you know, more than what's going on tonight is, of course, we got some playoff football. I know that everybody's kind of invested in that Bears game right now to see who will complete the NFL's version of the Final Four in Championship Sunday next week. So far, it's been the Broncos, the Patriots, and the Seahawks looked very dominant last night. But that being said, I want to make sure that we get everybody's to come on, and more than anything, you'll see the storylines below as we talk about the game and some of the things that are going to be talked about. I know that you're going to also bring up some things that want to be talked about that maybe is an angle that not everybody's talking about. Obviously, the narrative is Miami has no chance. A lot of the media have already said that this is going to be a blowout. They've compared this Indiana team to the likes of the greats of like even a 2019 LSU, even, dare I say it, our 2001 Canes. Indiana fans are saying that that's not the case, but to be honest with you, I don't see anything any different, to be honest with you. So with that being said, I would like to think that that is that they need to own it at this point, that they are very much the favorite. So with that being said, I'd like to just make sure that we make sure that everything goes live and so forth and sees what happens. So yeah, very true. Anthony, good point. Bo Nix lost for the season with the playoffs. That's going to change some things for that game next week. So, but that being said, I want to talk, my brothers and sisters, about tomorrow night more than anything, of what's on stake. We have had 23 years of pain since that flag hit the field in Tempe, Arizona, January 3rd, in the desert. I know that some people have brought up that, hey, why are we bringing this up? Because I want every Canes fan that's watching tonight to basically make sure that, what's up, Carrie? That more than anything, that tonight, tomorrow night, we appreciate that we're here in this moment. It has taken us 23 years to come back to the pinnacle of being in this game. Since then, a lot of teams have been added to Division I football that used to be 1AA football. And now there's 136 teams that show up every year with a thought, with a dream to be in this position tomorrow night. It doesn't matter where the game is played, but to hoist that national championship trophy is the stuff of dreams that kids dream about, that the fans salivate over. The fact that you can get a shirt or some type of merchandise to say, my team was the best in the land for that year. I want you to stop and think about this moment, guys. The fact that it's in Miami is gorgeous. Can't write the story any better. The weather tomorrow night, 64 and clear. Guys, we've never played football this long at this point. For everybody that's been talking about the transfer portal, in these 23 years, look how this has transitioned. We're thinking about, hey, did you see who just came to visit us this weekend? Oh my God, let's pay for these subscriptions to find out if they had a good time on their visit. Oh my God, I hope they pick us so they can bring us back. This is what we have been dealing with around this time, up until recently, now that the transfer portal has firmly taken the place of what used to be these important weekends in high school recruiting for the National Signing Day that used to take place in February. Look how much has changed in the landscape of college football. You can pay players legally now. The fact that the bowls don't even mean as much, that people are opting out of them. Dare I say that the most important regular season in any sport has now almost been dwindled to where, as long as you did enough to be one of those 11 mainstay teams, and if you're one of those group of 5 teams, whatever. But in that 23 years, since that robbery in the desert, Miami has gone through 5 coaches now. Finished with Coker, gave Shannon a shot. Al Golden, Mark Richt, who was sick, unfortunately, Manny Diaz, and now we've got Mario Cristobal, a guy that was a grad assistant, played for the U, won 2 national titles, Cuban immigrant, son of a Cuban immigrant, him and his brother. They gave up everything to come to this country for a dream. And tomorrow night, Mario Cristobal could become the first minority head coach to ever win a national title in Division 1A college football. On the day of Martin Luther King's birthday that we observe. You can't write a better story than that. That's a dream. And a dream for us Canes fans, who during these 23 years have been the ridicule of scandals, whether it was a rap song released by kids having a good time. Maybe the content was the most appropriate. I laughed. But they wanted to throw the book at us. We had a teammate murder another teammate and actually cry fake tears. And up until a few years ago, finally got arrested for the crime because of a tip. We've had beloved alumni be lost in inexplicable murders, car accidents, guys that should be still with us, and they're not. We have been made fun of for losing and not competing in a conference that we were supposed to be dominant in. We have had teams throw the U down like it's nothing, rush the field and tear down goalposts, thinking they're playing the ghosts of the past that adorned that beautiful uniform. We've changed from Nike and now we're an Adidas school. We have had guys get drafted, and we used to be the guys that would put so many first-round draft picks to just a couple of years ago, we almost lost the streak of not even getting one guy drafted, and he got drafted in the 7th round. I want you guys to think about that right now. And the fact that we got Cam Ward last year, the defense was garbage, but one of the most exciting players to ever play college football came to Miami, made us relevant, became the number 1 draft pick in the NFL draft. And then we get Carson Beck, who gets really injured last year. Maybe if he doesn't, Georgia wins the whole thing, and then he goes to the pros. But things have to happen for a reason. And the turmoil that we suffered this year on the inexplicability of losing a game to SMU because of questionable calls, whether we dicked around or not. The fact that we somehow found a way into this playoff picture and have made the most of it. And we are 60 minutes away from immortality and announcing ourselves back to college football. That we are the University of Miami. We are the U. And it's not that we're back. We're here. The new era begins tomorrow night. And at 11:15, I believe that the Canes will hoist the national title trophy. If I'm wrong, I will be the first next Sunday to admit and give hats off to Indiana. But my brothers, my sisters, all those that love the Canes, or you're watching and you hate the Canes, we are a great brand and a great story for college football. And once we win, whoever was on our side, They'll go back to hating us and can't wait to see which team tears us down. But right now, I just want to live in this moment. If this is a dream, don't wake me from it, because I love watching this team. And the sad part about tomorrow night, whether we win or lose, we will never see this group of individuals play together. They love one another. They've bonded. Whatever happened after that SMU game, Mario, everybody came together. And they basically, to quote that movie Major League, Tom Berenger, there's only one thing left to do: win the whole fucking thing. And guess what? We're 60 minutes away from doing that. It's a great team we're playing tomorrow night, but they're men. They put their pants on, their pads, everything. They do it just like us. It's just going to come down to the intangibles. Who makes the fewest mistakes? Who plays their game plan? Who is able to adjust? Who's able to outcoach? Which players want it more? And at the end of the day, these are the type of games where maybe the stars do matter, or the talent level does matter. There is one thing to be said about experience, but there's also one thing to be said about guys playing in their backyard, knowing they don't want to go home, knowing that they had a shot at this. One opportunity, one chance. Guys, I was 18 years old the last time that we had this opportunity, and now I'm just short of being 42. I never in my wildest dreams thought it would take this long, but we're here, and we've got to make the most of this opportunity. And I believe at 11:15 tomorrow night, the University of Miami will be deemed the 2025 national champions of college football. That being said, everybody, just want to catch this chat box up more than anything, guys. And remember, smash that like button, share us. I want to come on. I'm going to bring on right away everybody to speak their piece. I'm about to go on ahead and post the link right now. So be ready. And I'm going to go in the order of how everybody comes into the room. And remember, I am going to give 5 minutes. I want everybody to be organized. I want you all to bring your thoughts. I want you all to speak about what you think is going to happen tomorrow night. If we have some Indiana fans in the chat, can't wait to hear from you. Honestly, I've watched more about you guys, and yes, it's going to be a battle. But I really think that much like the Ohio State game, Miami is going to win by a similar margin that we are the underdog in. And again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that being said, I want to make sure that I'm speaking my piece. I believe in my team. I will stay with them until there is 0 on the clock and the team we're playing has 1 point more than us and we can't play anymore. But until that happens, I believe in my guy. I support the U more than anything. So, that being said, I just want it out there. I just definitely want it out there that I think Miami will win tomorrow night. It's going to be a battle, but at the end of the day, when the 0-0-0 is on the clock and there's no flags or bullshit, Miami Hurricanes are going to be the national champions of college football, winning 6 in 26, even though it'd be technically the 2025 champions. In honor, though, of the great late Sean Taylor, number 26. So many things. So many things. But that being said, let me catch the chat box up. I've got already Anthony backstage ready to come on, so I can't wait to hear what he's got to say. But real quick, let me catch the chat box up more than anything. So, Anthony's already got some of his comments up there. Stallion, I want to have faith that we're going to blow out Indiana, but I'm going to be realistic. My score is Miami 19, Indiana 14. 3 field goals, a touchdown, 2-point, and safety. I'll take it if it's over by 1 point, bud. Honestly. When you actually watch both teams, he says, neither team's given up more really than 20 points this season outside of an outlier game. Yep, very true. Hell, SMU needed overtime to get to 26. Brandon Brock, what's up, my brother? Here we go, Hurricanes. Damn right. Anthony, again, this narrative is starting to piss me off that Indiana is one of the greatest teams of all time. Same as 2004, the Trojans, 2005, Texas, 2001, Miami. The 2 Georgia squads, LSU, I've heard, 95, Nebraska. Well, to be in that level, Anthony, they got to finish the story tomorrow night. And they better bring a lunchbox, honestly, because it's going to be tough. Broncos just lost. Yep, we said that one. K Reeves, what's up, man? Doing great tonight, Stallion and callers. Yes, sir. Big game show coming soon. You bet. Next Tuesday night, catch my man. Ayo, what's up? Yo, missed you this morning, brother. Eric Carroll in the house. What is up, my brother? Justin Smith, Indiana guy in the house. We'll see if Fletcher can run it. Beck will struggle to read zone. We'll see. We'll see. Patrick Conyers, 27-20 Miami. I like it. I have something similar. I have either 24-17 or 27-20. I like that. I really like that a lot. So, but that being said, Anthony, welcome to Stallion Speaks, brother. Let me bring you on properly before you get started talking. You got 5 minutes, brother. Speak your piece.
Hey, sorry, I had to mute. My dog was barking.
Oh, you're fine, man. Hey, he's part of the show too. Come on now. So
Yeah.
I see his picture right there. So absolutely.
Oh no,
Hell
no,
yeah.
that's my sister's dog that passed away like 5 years ago.
Oh, I hate hearing that. Oh, shoot. Okay, well, I thought that was your pooch. But go ahead, brother. You know, you got
Yeah,
5 minutes.
no,
Talk to
and
me.
honestly, like I'm honestly thinking this game. And you've watched a ton of football. When's the last national championship to go into overtime? Or like sudden death overtime, where it had to continue going before someone finally like scored a touchdown.
I mean, if I'm being honest, I mean, unless
Was it
I'm
Georgia,
overlooking,
Alabama?
it was ours. It was. I mean, was it us against? No. It was Georgia and Alabama. Yeah, when Tua threw the Hail Mary or got behind the Georgia defender. Yeah, that was the last overtime
Yeah,
national
no.
title.
Honestly, for me. I want that score to happen, but like I want the score to happen, but I think it goes to overtime because I think this is going to be a defensive battle because I don't think either team is going to like the first two quarters are going to be Miami and Indiana feeling each other out. To be honest, like, can that realistically happen, or is that like?
Can I tell you this, Anthony? I think it could. I mean, obviously it could. I felt that Ohio State and Miami were feeling each other out a little bit. I thought Miami had more success, except for the turnover when they got down there and maybe missed a couple of passes on that first drive. But here's the truth of it. If I was Indiana, I'd want to jump on Miami early, especially taking advantage of the unknown situation with, that Lucas is going to be out tomorrow night.
Yeah,
You really don't
but
want
I'm
to
not
promote.
as worried like Stallion. I'm not as worried as you with Jabari because we have a ton of veterans on our defense with OJ, Keontae, Jacoby,
Poisner. Yeah, I mean,
and
we
Poisner.
got
They're going to help him get
sure.
acclimated to the game. So I'm not as worried as most people are that we have a freshman, and I don't think they're going to have OJ covering. They're not going to have Jabari covering Cooper, Omar Cooper. I think that's going to be OJ or Keontae. To be honest, they're going to have him. I think Jabari's going to cover either the slot receiver or Elijah Surratt or the slot receiver and stuff like that. I don't think they're. I don't think they're going to have a freshman cover a guy like Omar Cooper, to be honest.
Sure. Yeah. Well, and I was just answering your question. You asked me, if they're going to feel each other out. They might, but if I was Indiana, I'd jump on Miami as quick as I could and try to take the crowd out of it. I mean, obviously, there's going to be really not much of that home.
With how crazy and honestly, with how a mad genius. I was watching. Do you know Coach Coop?
Yeah.
He was interviewing a guy like Indiana guy, like they were previewing the game, and he actually said this that what he's worried about is actually what's it called? Heatherman putting both Akeem and Ruben on the same side, on the right side, because that's their weakest side. They're like Ohio State. Their weakest side is their right side. Their right guard and right tackle.
Where the redshirt freshman is. Yeah. They're more stronger on the left side and the center that transfer from Notre Dame. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, that he's scared because that's what people forget. Was Fernando there last year?
He was at Cal. He was at Cal. He wasn't at Indiana. He was at Cal last year.
But when Heatherman was at Minnesota, did Kirk come this year? Or was he there the year
Kurt,
before?
this is Kurt Signati's second year, I believe, with Indiana, if I'm not
Yeah, no.
mistaken. So,
This Indiana guy said what scares him the most too is uh Heatherman can't understands that offense because he came from JMU.
yes, now that's true. Yes, yes. And in fact, to be fair, the current defensive coordinator under Signati in Indiana, him and Heatherman are best friends. In fact, one of them was the best man at the other's wedding, and they've really just kind of said good luck. They haven't really talked
Yeah,
respective
the two
being ready,
the
so they
the
know each
the
other's
guy.
stuff. They know each other's
Yeah,
stuff.
no, and also let's not forget too, the one the Iowa was one of their toughest games this season because the guy, their defensive coordinator, came from JMU also, and he was able to stop low scoring and stuff like that.
Yeah. Just to catch the chat box up real quick, Becker is going to be a problem per Eric Carroll. I agree with that. Becker has been a guy that's really come on. Justin Smith, Indiana has 4 capable receivers. Yeah, and the other thing too that's being missed upon is the fact that they have 2 fantastic backs, a Thunder and a Lightning, and they both have practically combined for 2,000 yards combined, and it's probably going to be the most efficient offense that Miami has faced. I would honestly say since the A&M game. Now, people might laugh at me. You know, Mendoza's clearly a better
I think
quarterback
Ohio
than
State
Reed.
was more efficient than A&M, to be honest.
Well, can I say this? Can I say this? I thought A&M's running game, when healthy,
Was
was
more
better than
consistent.
Ohio State. Was better than Ohio State's, but we were so physical with both those backs, and they were kind of a little bit gimpy anyway. They didn't want none, and they were kind of
Yeah,
coming in
no,
and
and
out.
this is where
So,
people are forgetting too. Stallion, I feel that Miami is gonna force Indiana to become one dimensional, to be honest, because our line is more, our defensive line is more physical and bigger on because our two defensive ends are 285. Our defensive tackles, even our young guys, are 300 plus and stuff like that. And our big veteran in Moten is like 330, right? 330, 340,
he's
right?
big. Yeah, he's big, and I'm wanting to see how his ankle holds up because he played a little bit the last game, Anthony, but it was clear that he was very well missed being a plug guy in there. Honestly, I mean, Justin
But
Scott did
Justin Scott,
okay.
honestly,
Armando Blunt's
Justin
a little
Scott
bit
played
undersized.
well replacing him.
Yeah, yeah. And Justin Scott was a 5-star. Everybody needs to remember that. That's what you get when sometimes 5 stars are 5 stars for a reason. And I was glad that we got that kid that when he was originally thinking
We
about
beat
going to
Ohio
Ohio
State for
State.
him.
And then he switched just like Fletcher. So, yeah.
Yeah,
One
no,
thing that Justin Smith brings up, keep in mind that both Iowa and Penn State won bowl games this season. Oh, yeah. No, listen, Indiana. The one thing that I'm kind of curious about, Anthony, and I'll ask you a question, and I want to just ask you this. Yes, you do bring up the fact that we are bigger, but the one thing is that Indiana definitely has played smart, disciplined. They really don't jump off sides. They stunt. They
that
find
doesn't
a
work.
way to get to the
You brought up the stunts.
so,
That doesn't worry me because then we shut that down with friggin' Ole Miss. They're the same exact defense, basically. Outside the disciplined, I'm talking about the stunts on the defensive line. Ole Miss was doing the same crap against us.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean it's gonna be a hell of a game. Kane's Raw writes, this is like us playing Cal again, but with a better defense and decent quarterback at the helm. Yeah, I mean everybody's entitled to their opinion. I just think this. It's just that it's going to be a 60-minute battle. I don't know if it goes to overtime, Anthony, if Indiana, how they're going to hold up. I don't want to be disrespectful to any Indiana fans here, but the truth of the matter is it's been a minute that you all have played a 4-quarter game.
Yeah,
And
no,
that
and
means something.
I've compared. I
So,
said this in other Stallion. I said this in other what's it called, other platforms.
other platforms,
Miami's
yeah, other shows.
Miami's tempo is like a knockout artist that accumulates punches throughout a fight. I compare him to Oscar De La Hoya and Roberto Duran. They're not going to knock you out with one punch. They can, but they would prefer to wear you down. And that's what Miami is. They're gonna body blow you the whole. And with how small that defensive line for what is it called?
Indiana, yeah.
Indiana is. It's not conducive for them to go into a rock fight. They would prefer to be a shootout. Do you agree?
Yeah, no, I think I agree.
I want the Indiana fan to come up. Ask him, see if he wants to come up, because I want to see if
the link is up, and I've invited him to come on and debate. I'd be more than happy to talk to him and find out his thoughts. I mean, he's already kind of put it out there that Carson Beck can't read a zone defense, which is fair, and he wants to see how
which is not true, because Ohio State and Ole Miss were playing zone the whole time against him, and he played perfectly fine against them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, listen, here's the thing. What it's going to come down to, honestly, Anthony, is that you can kind of look at that stuff. You can look at past
who executes better.
It's going to be who executes. Can I also say this? Who's going to make adjustments on the fly? If your shit's not working for either team, you can't wait till halftime to make an adjustment, or this game might be over quicker than you think. I mean, it's about who makes the in-game adjustments. And the one thing that my criticism of Miami's staff has been is that sometimes you wait too long to make that adjustment, and there have been
other for me, I disagree with you. That's more Dawson,
but not so much Dawson.
Dawson is hesitant.
Dawson,
do you think that's more? And this is an honest question. Do you think that's more Mario getting into his ear and like No, I feel.
No,
or do you think that's more Dawson?
No, and I'll tell you why. Because Dawson even said at the ACC Media Day, or the Media Day yesterday, that they were asking, I was watching on ACC Network, he said that sure, he would love to be more aggressive and passive, but you have to feel the game. And basically, you got to go with the flow of the game of what's working. So I think he gets a little bit impatient. And it's like, dude, if it's working and you're getting 4 or 5 yards a chunk and you're moving the sticks without ridiculous penalties that are putting you behind, why are you going to mess up the flow of that? Let them, dictate to stop you. I mean, it's just like playing NCAA football. You can do the same play 3 times in a row before the AI catches on.
But I'm just saying, Stallion, I have a question when it comes to that. When it comes to what you just brought up, like what game, like realistically, what game do you think we play more? Do we play more like the Ohio State game where we were completely perfect, like where we committed no penalties, or do we do the Ole Miss thing, or is it going to be right down the middle?
I like the Ohio State comparison more, to be honest with you. But here's where this is why I say that. If the flu bug was as big of a deal as it was last week, it's completely out of off the team. Everybody feels good. So there's that's going to be helpful. Number 2, as bad as we played last week against Ole Miss, we still found a way to win. But if Miami doesn't dick off and actually plays their game, that's what's going to be very interesting to see.
I want to keep that. I want to keep Blay off the field. I want to keep Blay off the field.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You got to. You've got to. So, but anyway, but let me just do this, Anthony. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Give me the prediction that you gave again in the chat. Why do you think a safety and the way that the scoring is going to happen will happen the way it is for Miami to get that 19 points?
Because I honestly feel that, like I said, it's going to be a defensive battle. It's like I don't think either team is going to score multiple touchdowns, to be honest. Like I can even see what is it called? Indiana doing the same thing. It's going to be 19-9. I can see it going 19-19 going into the fourth. Maybe that's where I see the overtime being a Whoever scores the final field goal wins the game, like in regulation. Like whoever gets the ball last, or if what Carson did against Ole Miss, running a touchdown where no one expects him to, or Fernando doing the same thing. Because in your honest opinion, do you expect either Mendoza or Carson to run a touchdown in general?
Yeah, I do actually. I do. I do. To be honest with you, I would see it more from Mendoza though than Beck, because if we're going to be down there, down low, I could totally see us giving it to Fletcher or Brown. I wouldn't trust
My
Beck to do that
my
down
X
there,
factor of
but
this game
Mendoza
actually is
has
someone.
been known to take that
Yeah,
run and
and
run
for
it.
me, I'm gonna say this. I think Luca Gilbert makes a big impact because I feel that those linebackers, for no matter how disciplined you are and how well you're disciplined in coverage, you can't cover a 6'7" or 6'8" tight end when your linebackers. I looked at their roster; their linebackers are not that big. They're not really that tall. I think they're at best 6 feet.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this though, Anthony. Here's the thing, and I kind of take that a little personal because I was an undersized weak side linebacker. They listed me at 5'11" on a good day, but bullshit. But I'm just saying that if you have a linebacker that is smart, that can read the plays, has instincts, can wrap up and tackle, you can play defense for me any day of the week. And here's the thing, no disrespect, but Ohio State's big ass linebackers, yeah, they made a play here or there, but I don't know why they're declaring for the draft. Sure, they might have the
Oh,
measurables.
Sonny
Sure, they look
Styles.
the part, but they didn't do anything that scared me. These guys play disciplined football in a system,
Yeah,
and
no,
sometimes
I
that can be a
understand that
dangerous.
they're playing like
Yeah,
no, but what I understand what you're saying. Discipline beats talent, but sometimes, no matter how disciplined you are, you have to agree. Sometimes the size of another player can out scheme your discipline and stuff like that.
absolutely. Oh, absolutely. And we're going to see. And if Miami can hold on to the ball, Anthony, honestly, that's the key to it. If Indiana's the one throwing it, look, our DBs cannot drop 4 interceptions again. That was inexcusable. Everybody should have done 50 push-ups on the fucking sidelines. That can't happen again because they're not going to drop interceptions. Pons or whomever back there, they're not going to drop those interceptions. And also, they don't fumble the ball. I was absolutely amazed to find out that their two running backs for Indiana, in all the snaps of college football that they've played for 5 or 6 years now, whatever they've played in the different teams, neither one of them has lost a fumble. I want you to
Okay.
think about
Well,
that. That's
which
crazy
to
to me.
me, it depends. See, like, and I've said to, I'm not sure if this is being harsh on Indiana. I feel they're sort of overrated based on their schedule because outside of Oregon and Oregon and Ohio State, who have they played this season? I feel Miami, looking at their schedule, look who, like, I'm not their overall schedule. Miami's beat Notre Dame, a top 10 team. I'm focused, and I'm actually paying attention to when we actually face them. Uh, a USF who's ranked, an FSU that was ranked, a Texas A&M that was the number 7 team in the nation, the number 2 team in the nation, and Ole Miss was number 6 in the nation, correct?
Yep, yep, yep,
So
yep.
we have 5 ranked teams on our schedule.
Yeah. Well, and actually, Miami technically won 6 games because if they beat Indiana tomorrow night, they'll tie the '87 national title team for the most wins against ranked opponents, which would be 7. So, yep.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Stallion. I'm
I
gonna let someone
appreciate
else
you,
come
bud.
on.
Listen, Anthony, win, lose, or what have you tomorrow night, the fact we're still playing football is a dream come
Honestly,
true. Go
like
Canes.
Carson said, I'm happy that we got there. Like, honestly, this is going to lead us to me. If we lose this game and it's close, I think this leads. Didn't it take? Was it Alabama or Georgia that lost their first national championship, and then the next year they won the following year and stuff like that? Didn't Georgia lose their first national championship game, and then
Well,
they
they
lost?
did. They lost. They lost to the Tua pass in overtime, and it took them a couple years to get back there to play again.
No,
Because
no, that's what I'm saying. They lost their first national championship game, but
yeah, but then they
then
got
they
back. Yeah, yeah, and I'm going to tell you this, Anthony. Yeah, I mean, if we lose tomorrow night, it will be heartbreaking. But the truth of the matter is that if we can win tomorrow, we're playing with house money for next year. Whether this Mensa thing works out or not, at this point, it's looking like he's going to be our quarterback next year. And with
and
who
we
you've
might
got
get
coming
Jordan
back,
Seaton.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Seton train is ran. I think he's probably. I think LSU is going to get him. I think he's visiting Oregon actually on Monday. Now, I don't think they came to a deal with Miami while he was here. So I
And
don't know
I'm
if
gonna bring. Could I
going to
bring up
grant
the
him.
Oregon
We're
game?
good. We've got good offensive line.
And before I go, I'm gonna bring up the Oregon game real quick. What
Sure.
people forget is after Mario left, it seems like the offensive line for Oregon got smaller and smaller.
Oh yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Oh, Anthony, let me tell you this. It was blatant disrespect because all we heard about from Dan Lanning, and that's why I said what I said on my rant last week or whatever. Oh, the talent level is not right where we need to be able to be competing with Georgia. And listen, motherfucker, if anything, Mario left you with a full cupboard. That's on you that you've not been able to maintain.
Yeah, you
those
screwed
guys
that. You
So I
screwed the
agree with
pooch.
that.
Not.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Yeah, I mean that was ridiculous by Dan Lanning to make a comment like that, as well as Phil Knight. I mean, like I said, it was like Dan Gilbert making fun of LeBron for going to the Heat all those years ago. I'm not trying to bring that shit up. I'm just saying it was a buffoon comment made by two guys that were sour grapes trying to say that Oregon didn't have talent. Mario left them stacked. And the fact is that sure, they've maintained it, but they looked horrible the other night. They looked completely unready, unprepared. And the fact is they've always been the bridesmaid that gets fucked by the best man at the wedding or what have you, and shunned and not even getting the number. Honestly, that's what Oregon.
No. I'm gonna use a funny comparison. It's like you're the side chick and you think he's gonna stay with you, but he ends up going back to his wife.
Exactly.
And that's what that's what Oregon is. Basically.
Yeah, Oregon's that. Oregon is a nothing wannabe Miami program, and realistically, they're damn lucky that Indiana got rid of them because had they somehow eked one out against Indiana, I knew they were going to beat Indiana.
right. We got made fun of. We got made fun of for the turnover chain. How many teams try to copy that? Remember Florida State's dumb backpack?
The Dora the Explorer backpack? Yeah, they'd like you to forget that. I also saw royal chairs and a trash can for Tennessee. Jesus, it was awful. I mean, yeah, it's awful, man. So, but listen,
Kerry doesn't want to hear that trash can.
No. So for sure. But listen, brother, I got to get some other people on. Appreciate you. Stay on the chat and go Canes, baby. Thanks for being a part of the show.
It's all about the U.
Yes, sir. You know it. Real quick, before I get my guy Chris Kane on, Mendoza won't throw picks. It'll go to the sidelines before that happens. If Miami decides to play man-to-man, it's going to be a long night. This game will be won on third down. Justin, listen, man, you're bringing up some great points. I'd love for you to come on. I'm not going to attack you. It's just me tonight. I'm here bringing on everybody's opinion. Everybody gets 5 minutes, but I would love to have you come on and rep your team. And you don't have to put your face out here. You can just definitely put like what everybody else does. Sometimes they have a picture, and if you want to bring your face on, go for it. Simple as that. If you're a diehard Hoosier fan, man, die on your sword. Because let me tell you this: if Miami loses tomorrow night, I guess my question to the chat box is this: aren't we supposed to? Because Indiana's number one, undefeated. No one's really given them a game. We shouldn't even show up, it sounds like. 8.5. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just telling you that is what the narrative is tomorrow night. And it's very eerily similar to what Ohio State had to hear leading up to the fucking Fiasco Bowl many years ago. And Miami was planning parties back-to-back already. Kirk Herbstreit had the flyer and showed it on game day. I'm just saying that, if Miami wins tomorrow night, Will we finally get some credit from the Feinbaums and everybody who's picked against us all year? Probably not. I don't give a shit. I don't need that. But I just want to be recognized that if we do win tomorrow night against Indiana, that we are the deserving national champions. And look at the fucking path we went through. Screw the damn record, 14-2. I want the trophy. It's not about style points. It's not how you looked. It's about if you have one more point better than the other team on the championship. That's how I feel about it. Chris Kane is in the building, baby. Stallion speaks. Speak your piece, brother. Welcome to Mr. Chris Kane. Go on ahead and unmute yourself, brother.
Yo, what up with you, man? What's up with your style? What's good
up,
with you?
brother? How you doing?
Well, you know me. You know me. Same shit, different day.
The fact we're here, brother. The fact we're here, Chris Kane. Remember 9 weeks ago, man? 9 weeks ago, we were like, thinking, here we go again, fucking lost season, pissing the bed. We got to get better. What are we going to do next year? Well, guess what? We'll worry about next year Tuesday. Let's just worry about the fact we are 60 minutes away from being national champs. But, brother, I'm going to let you speak your piece. Go, man.
Oh man, you know what's that? It hasn't been that long ago. 9 weeks ago, it was that because it wasn't too long ago. Around this time last year, we were sitting here squandering about how we lost our chance to actually go to the playoffs because you
Yes.
know we had this great offense. We had a generational talent in Cam Ward. Our wide receiver core was just great. But then we sat back and we actually realized, some of us did, that basically if we would have gotten into the playoffs, we would have gotten our asses demolished with the defense that we
Probably.
had.
Probably.
So basically, we would have been embarrassed. So maybe it was the point of why we didn't go into the playoffs. But
Yep.
then we come to this season and we're trying to figure out, okay, so we know Gidry ain't the guy. Okay, we know Gidry ain't the guy. He know that he ain't even the damn guy. So what the hell is Mario going to do? Because you're going into year 4, and what have you got to show for it? This is what the beginning of the season is. So then we go ahead, you get Beck. Beck is hurt. We get him from out of the transfer portal. Hurt and all. Pay him this money. He comes to Miami. Haven't seen him thrown in the spring game. We're asking questions. You paid $4 to $6 million for a quarterback you haven't seen throw, but we're going by day. But we know that whole singing that song and dance from Mario because for 3 years straight, we already know that Mario keeps shit under wraps. He doesn't
Mm-hmm.
tell everything the way that he does because he don't want everybody in his damn business. I get that, but understand, we are the Miami faithful. We deserve to know every fucking thing that goes on with this team, especially if you are financially endorsing this team. If you are financially investing into this team, buying tickets, buying memorabilia, buying all of this different stuff, going to
Traveling.
games,
Yep.
traveling for these games. Okay, all of this shit costs money, my man. So you need to bump your gums. You need to do something. You need to pry them lips over with a crowbar, and you need to let us know what the fuck is going on. So now, as the season goes on, we still don't see Beck in the spring game. We see Emery. Okay, so now it's like, what the fuck? Okay, what the
We
fuck?
didn't even
Now,
put the
mind
spring game on TV this year either, Chris. Good
no,
point.
we didn't.
Did
No, we
Yeah.
didn't. No, we
No.
didn't. We didn't. We didn't. Ain't put it on TV. Didn't want nobody in our business. And I get that. But at the same time, when you're saying you don't want everybody else in your business, you have to exclude and you have to be more specific because when you say everyone, you mean everyone outside of the Miami staff. Okay, because you also have Miami fans that also fit in that category and that don't mix in the same and that doesn't sit in the same building. It doesn't sit in the same circle as everybody else. It's Miami, the Miami staff, the Miami fans. Then it's everybody else. That's how
Yes.
that shit is supposed to go. Okay. But moving on, then we go and we talk about we see Heatherman and all of this other kind of stuff. We see everything that we need to see from him. Oh, okay, all right. All right. Well, we gonna see what he does. Oh, he did this in Minnesota. Okay. He was at JMU, okay, with Cincinnati. All right, all right. And mind you now, we like Cincinnati, okay, okay, who the hell is this supposed to be? Not knowing we're going to be going against this motherfucker in the national championship. Because that wasn't in the plan as far as that being seen. So fast forward, we go past the spring game, fall camp, everything. Now you're starting to hear from Beck. Now here comes Notre Dame, first game. You get to see what happens.
Mm.
You get to see him for what he and for his whole entirety. And to be honest, I mean, it wasn't bad. But it was like, okay, this is the first game. Okay, this is the second. This is the third, the fourth. Oh, shit, he's on a roll, pretty bitch. We get to that Louisville game. Okay, we riding high. Oh, fuck, here we go. Georgia tried to tell us, oh, you better be careful with Beck. He's an interception throwing machine. This, that, and the third. He gets rattled. Da 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 da. It happens. Ha ha ha. We told you. We told you. Now, how good is Beck looking now? How is this, that, and the third? We like, fuck. Oh
Oh,
God.
Chris, can I stop you for a second? Can I stop you for a
Sure.
second? That Friday
Sure.
night, after the Louisville loss, what did you hear all
hmm
day Saturday? Miami was made
Hmm.
fun of every damn show. And the game was the
Mm-hmm.
night before. Never mind that Texas Tech lost to Arizona State with Sam Levitt with one arm the next day. No, the
Mm-hmm.
talk was the fucking Miami Hurricanes losing to Louisville on a Friday night with Beck throwing
Mm-hmm.
5 interceptions. Keep going.
Mm-hmm. Because it's always the narrative. It don't matter what could be going on. It don't matter. Sam could have went out there with one arm, one leg, and one eye, and one eyebrow, and one ear, and it still wouldn't have hit the news. Oh, Miami lost to Louisville. Oh my gosh! And then after that, we bounce back. We win a game, and then we lose another game to
Inexplicably.
SMU
Yes.
inexplicably
Yep.
over calls, over everything that wasn't called or anything. And I'm not making any excuses for anything because at the end of the
Of
day,
course.
even the great Melvin Bratton has always said, and a lot of people have said, you have said, I have said, G2Y have said, Coop has said, Coach Coop has said, Coach Hayes has said, all the ones that matter have always said, do not leave the game up until the refs. Do not leave it up to the refs because they will screw you over. And we've seen that. So now we lose to SMU on their senior day or their or
Homecoming. It was
whatever
homecoming. It was
homecoming.
homecoming.
It was
Yep.
homecoming. We lose
Yep.
to them. Oh, now our season is gone.
And
Okay,
our former
what can we do?
players that played for them, some didn't even dress out, are smoking fucking cigars at our expense,
Hmm.
making fun of us
Shout out to
because they're
Tyler.
too good to
Shout
play here. Yeah,
Right.
these are
Shout out to Tyler Van Dyke that actually went over there to do absolutely nothing, to just sit there and ride the pine. Shout out to him. But
yes.
and he was the main bitch ass that was sitting over there smoking a Sam cigar, and this motherfucker couldn't throw a fit if he could.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't throw a fit if he could. Okay.
Facts.
So let alone you sitting over here celebrating and doing all this other stuff. Mind you. So now we move fast forward. So now what we have to do? Well, the only thing that we have left, I mean, we already lost to Louisville, we lost to SMU. The only thing we can do is finish out strong and see what happens with the playoff committee. So then we go ahead and we finish strong, and now they're comparing us and Notre Dame together and everything like that. And then now we're sitting here wondering, like, well, damn, what if we get into the playoffs? What if we don't get into the playoffs? They might screw us over. But every game that they win against us with Notre Dame and Miami. Every game that we had, except for Syracuse, we have beaten every team that they have beaten soundly, fundamentally, and even better, including Notre Dame. The only team that we did not do that to was Syracuse because Syracuse laid down and spread their legs because that damn raggedy ass faggot of a
They sure
coach
did.
sat there and let them do it for
Yep.
style points.
Yep.
Ooh, but
Yep.
how did it backfire on him?
Oh
Because when
yeah.
they went ahead and I don't know if you've seen this, Stallion, but did you see the reaction of whenever Notre Dame, the video, whenever the reaction of when Notre Dame got left out of the committee?
Oh yeah. Oh, Heather Dinich.
Okay,
I showcased it on Rebels with a Cause. It was the most.
yeah.
I mean, she was legitimately disappointed. She was
Oh,
legitimately disappointed that Notre Dame did not get in and Miami got in. It was
oh my
unbelievable.
gosh.
It
Oh my gosh.
couldn't
I
take it.
mean, she was so disappointed. It was just like she was on Maury and found out that you were not the father.
Oh yeah, let me tell you
Oh
something.
my
She
gosh.
faked it. She didn't even fake it as good as she does when she was in the committee room on her knees. Seriously.
Mhm.
So
I'm
yeah,
telling you. So
seriously.
then we got a shot now. Now we got a heartbeat. Okay, so now we got to make good on it. But all the doubters, the Notre Dames and everybody, the Notre Dame is having a bitch fit. Oh, we're going to sit out our game and we're going to go and we're going to have a thing where to even if we're in, no matter what our record is, if we're in the top 12, we're going to get a playoff spot, no matter what our record is. So you could be 8-4 and in the top 12, and you're going to get a playoff spot over somebody with 10 wins, and they agreed to that shit.
Yeah.
That's the fucked up part about it. But either way, this is all a recap for those that just I'm just letting people know. So basically, this is what's been going on for the whole year, and then we get to Texas A&M. Oh, Miami ain't gonna beat no Texas A&M. They going over in front of 103,000, 104,000 people in that state. If that's the 12th man, they ain't about to go over there and do anything with them. Texas A&M. excuse me, averages 36 points a game. They have the top three ranked defense in the nation. I've never in my life, all in unison, have heard 104,000 people go quiet when Mally got that jet sweep from Beck and ran that ball in, and everybody just went hush.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep.
and then they had a false bit of hope whenever they were driving down the field. But see, little did they know. See, the thing about that is that you got to understand something. Yeah, you have more field when you have more ahead of you. But once you get to that end zone, that pocket gets a lot smaller, and you have to be a lot more precise. Reed was not reading that pocket very well
No pun intended.
because when
Yep.
he threw that ball, my man Fitzgerald picked it off perfectly. Not once, but twice. You thought he
Yep.
would have learned from his first interception, but he didn't. But it took him
Facts.
that second one, and it cost him the game. Oh my God! They got past Texas A&M. Who are they going to go against next? It's out of Indiana, Ohio State. Whoever loses got to go towards this bracket. Well, whoever it is, they only thing they was going to do was swap because if Ohio State would have won, we would have went against Indiana. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And
And you would
then
have been sooner in Dallas. Yes. Yes. Correct.
right.
Correct.
And then we would have
Correct.
went against Indiana. And then it could have been a possibility that we could have went against Ole Miss or whatever the case is. But what about if we would have went against Ohio State for the national championship in Miami? Imagine how that shit would have been.
Oh man. That's what I was predicting. I mean, honestly,
Hmm.
can I just give credit where credit's due? I mean, I've watched that Indiana Ohio State game 3 times now, and
Mm-hmm.
realistically, I am shocked that Ohio State didn't win that game. I mean, yes, the
Me
game was in
too.
Indiana. Indiana played fabulous. They did what they had to do to win, but I wonder why Ohio State has not looked back at that game. I think they were too busy still licking their wounds from that game and not ready for
Mm-hmm.
Miami and underestimated Miami the fact
Of
that they
course.
lost that one and left one out there. And
Of
it's
course.
like, yeah, you left one out there, guys. Facts, you did. So yeah,
Of course.
talking about Ohio
Of,
State with
of
Indiana.
course. Of
Yeah.
course.
But
Now,
they've taken advantage of everything they've done. I'll give credit where credit's due to Indiana. They've played the schedule that's before them. They've won,
mm-hmm.
but they can be beat. Miami has shown we can be beat. But here's the crazy thing, Chris Kane, that I wanted to ask you, that I'd ask anybody that wants to come on here and participate in the chat that already has, and the chat box is hopping. My question is
Mm-hmm.
this: how can anybody really say that Miami will get blown out tomorrow night? And here's what I'm saying here. Even with our Swiss cheese shit defense last year, we only lost those games under 10 points. The last time Miami has really been blown out in a game, you'd have to look 2 years ago against North Carolina, who was being quarterbacked by Drake May. And
Mm-hmm.
realistically, Drake May is one game away from leading the Patriots to the Super Bowl. I don't
I
care that
just
the
seen that
Broncos got
today.
a quarterback. I mean, that's the facts. That guy was talented. And you still, like
Wow.
you said, had the Lance Guidry shit defense that we should have known then. He should have been shown the door. That defense was so terrible. So,
Right.
yeah,
But we
yeah,
weren't. But he
we
wasn't.
weren't. We weren't. But we got a real defensive coordinator now. And these guys like to hit. I mean, these guys have that's the thing that I really feel is being missed. For as much as Indiana's guys feels that they're disrespected, whether they came from SMU, whether they may not have 5 stars, what about the fact that some of our guys came from other programs and had absolutely been dogged by the fact that they
Mm-hmm.
didn't have the work ethic, they didn't have the attitude? Well, let me tell you this, they certainly have shown that they've bought in here and they're all in. I mean, like I said, Chris, earlier in my rant at the beginning of this show, the thing that's going to be the saddest win or lose tomorrow night is that we don't get to watch another game with this special group. And they are a
Mm,
special group. I have
they
enjoyed
are.
this roller coaster ride with them.
Yeah.
I really
Me too.
have.
Me
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you something. As far as with this recap, nobody gave us a shot. Nobody gave us a shot, even including some of our own fan base. They never
Oh my
really gave
God.
us a shot.
Chris, can I
And
stop you for a second? Because I'm
oh
still going
yeah.
to let you finish. But oh
Hmm.
my God. I mean, some of these other people, it's like then there's the door, man. Like, I mean, like if you're not all in at this point, I mean, let me tell you something. Thank God that the fans don't play the game and the players do, because if you're going to go in there scared with piss running down your leg, we don't need you out there, man. Fuck that.
Okay.
I want guys
Okay.
that believe in this, honestly, because
Okay.
I've believed in this ever since we got into the playoff. I said that if this puncher's team has a puncher's chance, you know what my only regret is, Chris? It's not that
Oh,
I didn't believe. I'm sorry that I didn't put money on them when this playoff thing started. Fuck the beginning of the year. I'm talking about when they had the odds released, brother. I'm sorry I didn't, because I actually believed in them. But the thing was, I was like, you know what? I want to see what happens, because I don't like to bet on my team. I really don't. But
yeah,
at the
me
same
neither.
time, there was something about this group that giving this opportunity, I didn't think they were going to squander it. And Chris, they haven't let us down yet. I mean, tomorrow night, it's for everything. 136 fucking teams began this year with a dream, and we're one of two with a chance to hoist a trophy a little less than 25 hours from right now. A little less than 26 hours from right now.
That shit gives me goosebumps, brother.
It does,
That gives
man.
me
And at
goosebumps.
home, like what the chat box is saying, at home in Miami. Listen, I don't give a damn if this game was played in Yankee Stadium. I don't care if it was played in Dublin, Ireland, or whatever like that for the championship, but it's in Miami. And that right there is just the perfect ending to this story. And the fact, Chris, in your recap, like you said, pretty much since the NC State game, we have been on the road. We had to go to Blacksburg. We had to go up to Pitt and freeze our balls off. We had to go to A&M. We had to go to Dallas. Then we had to go to Arizona and exercise that shithole of an oasis over there. But we're back home. And it doesn't matter that we're the home team or not. We're playing in the confines of the rock. You know, we're
Hmm.
in the confines of the rock. So
Yeah,
it's
we are.
huge. That's
And I
huge.
just, and it's colossal. It's colossal, brother. And I'm gonna tell you this. And I mean, you probably already know this just as well as everybody else, is that we're one of two teams to have won all six New Year six bowls.
That was
The other
huge.
team,
That was huge.
the
And we
other
needed that
team was
Fiesta Bowl one
Texas,
off our back. You're right. We needed that Fiesta Bowl one off our back. So, yeah.
and we were 0-4 in the Fiesta Bowl. We haven't won a bowl game since 2016. We killed two birds with one stone. Here's another little fact for you too, Stallion. And I just thought about it as you were talking. Ever since Mario's second year, since we went against Texas A&M, we're undefeated against the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
Texas A&M at the Rock, Florida in Gainesville and at home. Texas A&M at Texas A&M where we lost the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Ole Miss.
Yep. 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 And one could argue, what about our out of conference record too? You know, we've beaten the Notre Dame, who was an out of conference game. And a lot of people believed that Notre Dame, despite what they lost last year and losing Al Golden to the NFL, they truly believed Notre Dame was one of the top contenders to maybe go all the way this year. They
They
said
were.
that, you know, and when Miami looked the way they did against them. I hate that I say that every year because it's the ACC, but I even said this, Chris, before these playoffs. If Miami gets a fair game called against them by other conference refs, more so than the ACC, then that shows how good we are. Because you look at those first four games when we didn't have the ACC refs, it was different. And then the bullshit started mid-season.
Hmm.
I mean, it was inexcusable. I've never seen the calls called by the ACC refs. I never see that by Big Ten officials. I never see that by Big 12. I don't even see that from the AAC, let alone the SEC. And again, I'm not one to like blame the officials, but what I'm saying is when when you're making a call that hasn't been made in 50 fucking years and you rob a touchdown from a kid like Marty Brown against Pitt, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. That you came up with that out of the rule book. And the guy was in the end zone already. And I'm like, do you really don't like us? And we're the only thing that has made you talk. And again, to bring that up again, that howdy doody motherfucker. If I swear to God, Miami wins tomorrow night and he goes on stage there as the ACC commissioner, somebody should kick him right in the nuts off that stage. Because up until a few weeks ago, that was not a friend of Miami. That was not. That was not. And don't anybody make you believe that that narrative changed because of that. Because that guy told Duke football, go kick rocks, and made Miami and Virginia play for it all with the chance for one of them to get in, Notre Dame to get in, and you only would have had one of them group of 5 pansy-ass sons of bitches in this damn thing. If you really want to go there, honestly. But he didn't do it. He didn't do it. And now he's taking the credit. Oh, that's the brand of ACC football, Miami, the torchbearer. Talking about bowl records, Justin. Talking about ACC's 8-4 record. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. 3 of those wins were by Miami themselves. Some of the people didn't even bother to fucking show up in these bowl games. So before you start saying the ACC brand of football, check yourself, motherfucker. We all know you care about basketball more than anything, not football. Not football. It's facts right there. Yeah.
Right. So
Patrick Kimmel writes, Indiana's been going hard this year. Is this Miami's toughest game so far? Hopefully you get better refs than the Bills got. Well, Patrick, shout out to you, brother. I will say this much. Truth of the matter is that I would say that Indiana is probably one of the toughest opponents Miami's played. But in my opinion, I mean, no disrespect, I think Ohio State was the toughest game. We had to go overcome a mental hurdle. We had to overcome, in my opinion, the best player pound for pound in college football in Jeremiah Smith. And they were an established program. I mean, you're talking about 5-stars chips being stacked upon chips and a defense that supposedly couldn't allow more than, 13 points all year in Matt Patricia and that group. But Miami found a way to overcome that. Yeah, the pick six helped the score a little bit better, but we were moving the ball. We were making our own mistakes, turning the ball over down there. So I'd argue that one of Ohio State or Indiana, who arguably were 1 and 2 all year, are probably the 2 toughest game Miami's played. And like Florida in the chat box said, truth be told, how can you take that away from Miami that they beat the number 1 and number 2 team in the country that had been ranked that for most of the year from the same conference and were only 3 points away when they played for the Big Ten championship? It's a hell of a game that night. So that's all I'm saying. So, yeah. Justin said this, the reason the blowout talk is happening is because Indiana can and does put up points quickly while stagnating opponents' offense. Okay. All right. We'll see it tomorrow night. So, Florida writes, I haven't heard from the Georgia puppy fans yet about Beck. Thought Gunner was the answer. Florida, you won't hear from them at all. Let me tell you this. They right now got so humbled by Ole Miss. I mean it. I just Georgia was living on fool's gold all year. They should have had 4 losses before they even got to the college football playoff. Refs were helping them because the SEC knows how to protect the brands, right, Chris? They know how to protect their brands. How do you think you got 5 fucking teams in there? Great brand. Listen. The SEC, look, love them, hate them, whatever. Yes, they have been the dominant conference at our expense. As AO pointed out on Utah a couple weeks ago, there were a lot of programs and conferences that rose at our expense. And why I did the little monologue at the beginning is we are here now. That shit stops. And now we are about to announce ourselves that we run college football now. And if we lose tomorrow night, we lose tomorrow night. But I will say this much. It ain't going to be no fucking 23 years that we're going to be till we're in another national title, win or lose. We might just be in it next year, wherever the fuck it is. Especially with Mensa now being on the take as possibly our next quarterback. Chris, I'll give you the last word as well as a prediction.
Honestly, I just feel that this team has shown a lot more because he was like, nah, this team might not make it to the daggone playoffs or to the national championship. But what if they do? What if they do?
Hell of a story.
Man, it's a 1,000 to 1 shot that Miami makes it to that national championship game. Ain't no way they're gonna do that, especially them going into the playoffs. But what if they do it?
It's amazing.
They not gonna get that past Texas A&M. They in front of all of them people. They not gonna win that game. They did. Well, I know one thing. Ohio State is going to beat them boys because Ohio State is the team to be in the playoff. They are the #1 favorite team, even though they lost to Indiana. We might see a rematch, for the national championship because ain't no way that they're going to lose to Miami. They did. Well, I know one thing. Ole Miss has got to go ahead and beat them because ain't no way in the world that Miami's just going to go ahead and just beat them boys just like that. Even though they don't have all of their coaches and Lane Kiffin screwed them, they're playing with a vengeance because Ole Miss that's the team of the SEC and that's what they got to do. They're going to have an SEC team in the side of the national championship, right? They don't.
Good.
So now we got Indiana. Indiana, they're the Cinderella story and everything else like that. And they had the toughest route, or they're the #1 team. They beat Ohio State. They beat everyone in front of them and everything like that. They beat Oregon at Oregon, and they beat Oregon in the playoffs in Miami. This is their Cinderella story. What happened in Cinderella whenever it hit 12 o'clock?
That pumpkin became a pumpkin, and the glass slipper was all that was
Let me
left.
explain. Let me explain something to you. This glass whooping ain't gonna. This glass ain't gonna fit. This glass slip ain't gonna fit. But this ass whipping will. 34-17. Canes.
I like it. I like it, brother. Hey, enjoy it tomorrow night, bro. Enjoy it tomorrow night.
I'm trying to
Kane,
find somewhere to watch it.
gotcha. Gotcha. Well, I know
Trying to
where I'm
find
gonna
somewhere.
I know where I'm going to be.
I'll,
I'm going to be at the same place I've been watching since the Pitt game, and I am superstitious like that, and I believe in that, and that's why I feel we're going to win. And I'm going to be watching it with the two people that I can't believe are still with me. God is great for me to still have them with me to watch it with them. So honestly,
yes.
yeah,
And this would be a hell of a birthday gift.
yes, it
An
would.
early
Yes,
birthday gift.
yes,
This
it
would be
would.
a
It
hell
made
of a
me
birthday gift.
everything, brother. So listen, man, I love you. Go Canes, and
Love you, brother.
let's see what
Yes,
happens,
sir.
man. You bet.
All right, bro. Go Canes,
Next
as
week, brother. Go
always.
Canes. Damn right.
Yes, sir.
Guys, yeah, I've got the banner up. I've got the comment up there. Honestly, if you all want to come on, that's the link right there. 5 minutes. Come on. Chris Kane, he's been a day one supporter. He's even helped co-hosted with me. Don't have my co-host tonight, but it's all good. I just want to make sure that everybody gets on here and speaks their piece. Guys, let me just tell you, we waited 23 years for this opportunity. I want Indiana fans to come on here and say why Miami loses. I want the Miami people to come on here 5 minutes, tell me why we put belts to asses or why we even win by 1 point. Come on, hit that like and smash button, baby. Let's go. Let's see here. What up, Stallion? Jason McDonald in the building. Yes, sir. Number 6 and 26 is on the way. It's a story to behold with the great Sean Taylor's number. Let me tell you all some other facts, by the way. Miami has only won national titles in odd seasons. What that means is, yes, the calendar year is 26, but if we are to take care of business, as I believe we will tomorrow night, we will be known as the 2025 national champions of college football. And if you know 83, 87, 89, 91, and 01, and now it would be 25. Always on an odd year. Not to be political, Miami's only won championships when a Republican is in office as the president. I don't know what's up with that. I hate kind of like, not good in politics, but I'm throwing some things out there. And Miami has only won national championships against teams that primarily colors are red and white or some deviation of a red to go with white. Nebraska, 3 times. Oklahoma, Alabama. Is it Indiana as the 6th? We'll find out tomorrow night. These are all things that I've been playing in my head. You talk about Indiana being a losing program for 100 years, for the most part. I'm not trying to troll. I'm just giving you facts. This is Miami's 100th year as a university, guys. We were established in 1925, and it's 2025. How fitting would it be to be the last team standing, hoisting a trophy on your 100th birthday as a school, right there in Coral Gables, in Miami? It's the U Part 3. Where's Billy Corbin? Where's he at? Just have to finish the story tomorrow night. That's all you got to do. Daryl, what's up, fellas? Miami's locked in. Big hits, big licks. Lay them motherfuckers down. Damn right. I rarely watch college, otherwise I'd be down to co-host. Oh, Patrick, you're good, brother. And listen, you can come on and talk anyway for what you think. You know, honestly, speak your piece. That's what this show's all about. Lenoris Murray, 2016 in the building. Yes, sir. You have been on that score. You know, 44-20. I mean, put it out there, guys. You know, look, Justin Smith, put it out there. Indiana kicks Miami's ass. Lay on your sword with your damn team, baby. I am. I just think it is going to be 27-20 or a 24-17 type game. I mean, I want to see what Indiana's defense does against Mark Fletcher and Brown tomorrow night. I want to see our offensive line really leave it out there if this is the last time they're coming on. But that being said, my co-host is in the building now. And I don't even know what happened. I've not been paying attention. I'm sorry. So we'll find out real quick whether he's happy or not. So I'm bear down. I'm hoping. But let's bring him on and give him the warm welcome that he deserves. Cold as stone. Don't mess with his knowledge, baby. The one, the only, Rocky is in the building.
Good evening, Mr. Stallion. How are we doing this evening, sir?
Brother, I am doing good. I don't know if you caught my opening monologue or not, but
I did see it. It was nice. I thought it was fantastic, very creative, and kudos to you, sir. Apologize to you that I'm late, and I had some NFL business to take care of. What a magical season my guys have had. They couldn't get it done tonight. They lost in overtime, but not for lack of trying. Just too many mistakes. Not a complete team yet. We'll be back. But,
hey, Rocky, look at our buddy here, Ulysses Perez, 9043. This show is horrendous. Laugh out loud. Well, let me just tell you this, motherfucker. Why don't you have the balls to create something yourself, you know? Why don't you come on here and talk? Are you even a Miami fan? When did this bullshit start that you want to tear down another Miami fan, if you are even a fan? Get the fuck out of here, dude. Honestly.
Gotta love people, man. But look, I'm ready to.
Just a fucking hater, man. Just a fucking. I would never tear down another Miami Hurricane fan or insult their show, man. Honestly, go fucking kick rocks.
Well, I'm ready to transition to our national title game tomorrow. We've got a great event happening, obviously, and time to get it done in Miami. Let's go. Yeah. Let's
for
go.
Sure, man. Hey, listen, Lenoris said I'm 2 minutes from Hard Rock Stadium. Oh, by the way, Larry Frank in the house. Hey, Ulysses Perez, your mother's mouth game is horrendous. Yeah, right here, brother. Honestly. So, yeah. Thank you, Larry. I like what Florida for Life wrote right here. Number 4 and number 3 are going to be the cheat codes against Indiana's O-line. Oh, my goodness. I like that. So They better leave it on the field. Hey, how many scouts in the building tomorrow night, Rocky? Tomorrow night for any guys that want some last minute draft. Fuck the pro days or the day in Indy. Tomorrow night is when you show me whether you can play on Sundays or not. And
I'm sure they'll all be in a suite. Look, I mean, you've got the 2 best teams in the country ready to battle it out in Miami at Hard Rock. We've got a very underrated Miami team, obviously, by the media. If you've listened the past 7 days, we're going up against the invincible Indiana Hoosiers that are up on top there. I think you pointed it out earlier with the Trojans, the Tigers, our 2001 team, the 95 Nebraska team. This is the greatest team of all time. Why should we even show
I've even heard 2004 USC. I've even heard 2004 USC that had 2 Heisman Trophy winners on there, technically. Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart. So, yeah,
I mean, Cignetti's done a great job with them, but again, I've rewatched the games. They don't scare me. They don't really do anything special. They come straight ahead, and that's tailor made for a team like us because we want the fight. We want to get into the scrum, right? I mean, we don't have to worry about a Trinidad, Chambliss type, running around. I mean, Mendoza's got some legs, but it's not on the same level as like a Chambliss. And look, to me, again, Indiana plays in our hands beautifully. And I just, I don't think that our defense is going to have a problem with it. They haven't faced a defense like ours. They're undersized on the other side. They're undersized on the defensive line. That's been recorded this week. And look, I mean, our guys are hungry. They're locked in. Mario Cristobal watched his press conference today, as locked in as ever. That was entertaining. Watching Cristobal and Cincinnati going kind of at the same table. It looked like a mirror image of one another. They kind of got the same personalities.
You know what's so funny? I can't believe that Cincinnati was the one that actually smiled in the picture, and Mario still had that stoic, like, no business face. Yeah. I was like, damn, Mario ain't playing around. I thought both of them would have that look on their face. But
and Cignetti talked up Miami. Mario did not. Mario said, we're great to be here. Happy to, appreciate everybody coming out and everybody that's, been a part of the operation here. He said nothing about the Hoosiers. Really nothing.
I like my boy Jason McDonald's comment. Shout out from Murfreesboro over there in Middle Tennessee. Shannon Dawson just needs to call his game and don't be calling any stupid shit. Run the rock. Amen, brother. It's not that hard. It really isn't. So it's not two teams good. It's only one team, and that's the Miami Hurricanes. I like those fighting words, baby. Kyle Stallings in the building, baby. I hope you come on. The mystique of Indiana being so dominant is the games versus Bama and Oregon fool's gold. Absolutely. Justin Smith, our Indiana guy, I'd love to come on and chat, but the hardware won't allow it tonight. No, man, you're fine. You're good. I have invited you to come on. If the hardware works next week, win or lose, if you guys win, hats off to you. If we win, I would hope you would give us the same respect, whether you come on or in the chat, and just say, hats off to you. I would hope that there's respect there, because here's the thing. Even opponents and enemies can show respect and so forth like that. Apparently we have fans that can't show each other respect, but that's why I wouldn't roll with any other fucking fan base but this fan base. But let me ask you this, Rocky. Truth be told, Devin asked me something really interesting the other night and asked me, do you think that Miami is going to have to play this game with man-to-man? And not just stay in zone the whole time. And yet, some people have said that if Miami plays man-to-man, Indiana fans, Justin here in our chat, he said we're going to get carved up if we did that. I mean, what's your thoughts about how we match up against, say, the Indiana pass attack with these four stud receivers if we don't play man-to-man, or if we do play man-to-man? What's Heatherman's game plan tomorrow night?
Well, listen, I mean, they said the same thing about Ohio State, right? They said the same thing about Texas A&M. We were worried about Craver Concepcion. We were worried about Jeremiah Smith, Julian Saint, and Carnell Tate. Now we've got three guys instead of two, which is the two previous games. And I think we'll be fine. Again, if Mendoza is under pressure, if we can make him uncomfortable and get him off of his spot, then we shouldn't have a problem. We got to make him uncomfortable. It comes down to the line of scrimmage. Again, it comes down to Bain, Messidor. I heard Messidor is going to be playing with a brace. Hope that doesn't affect his game too well. He looked good up on the podium today, or yesterday. But I think we match up just fine. I think our DBs will hold up. I think our secondary holds up in the first half, even though we're minus Lucas. I don't really see. I don't know what the health status is of OJ. DeMare's out, but I don't worry with this team. Again, I've watched them, Stallion. I don't worry. I was worried about Ole Miss. I was worried about Texas A&M. I knew we were going to come to play against OSU. But just watching Indiana, I just don't see it, man. I don't see what everybody's talking about. What's up, Chris?
Yeah, for sure. I got a couple people ready to come on and so forth. Real quick, Fire Marine Kane, you've been a day one supporter. Brother, if you're ready to come on, I'll bring you on, brother. If you want to unmute yourself, just let me know because you were first in line. If you're just wanting to chill backstage and listen, you can do that too. But if you unmute yourself right now, I will bring you the proper welcome and give you 5 minutes to speak your piece, brother. So please definitely do so if you can. If you don't want to come, oh, here we go. So let's bring him on. Brandon, hang on with me, brother. I got to get Fire Marine on. He beat you in here first. So without further ado, Fire Marine Kane, brother, welcome to Stallion Speak. Go for it.
What's up, brother? You guys hear me?
I hear you great, man.
Hear
Coming
you.
in great tonight. Welcome.
All right, man. I'm a follower of you guys and Rocky, you also, and Larry, and all that the U Talk show and everything. So I've been following you guys for a minute. Just wanted to
Appreciate that.
get some points across. I mean, a lot of fans, even going to the beginning when it all started. I mean, when we got Beck and all in the spring, I was like, you know what? We got a chance to have a good team this year if Beck, clears all his health and stuff. But when that Notre Dame game happened and we beat Notre Dame, I'm like, man, this year can be special. And everything happened, and then SMU and Louisville happened, and then I was like, I had my little doubts. I'm like, man, I hope Beck can, getting straight up, showing his interceptions, all his stuff up, and he did. And after that, when we went on the road and we beat all those teams, I was like, man, I think we're gonna make the playoffs. And just like Nick Saban said, if we get in there, I think we could be dangerous. And then all of a sudden, everybody, you hear the same shit that we're hearing now. Miami can't win. How are we gonna win? It was same thing with A&M, same thing with Ohio State, same thing with Ole Miss. How is Miami gonna deal with Chambliss? How is Miami gonna deal with Ohio State? How is Miami gonna deal with Reed? Now we beat all those teams, and now it's like Indiana's like this GOAT team that nobody in the world can beat. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the narrative is getting old, and I just can't wait till tomorrow, man. I freaking take it to those guys and host that sixth chip.
Yeah.
Fire, can I ask you a question, by the way? You've been a Canes fan probably all your life, like us and so forth. Have
Since
you ever
'91.
heard of Miami, like really just, I mean, I'm not trying to troll Indiana when I say this. Great. I mean, you're 15-0, you're number one, you've looked dominant and so forth. But my question is Miami just supposed to just take it and just bend over and not show up tomorrow night? Like, I mean, is this just fueling the fire that they want this dog to be here? That's what is my curiosity of it, because I'm really surprised they've not fluffed or pampered our ass. I'm also shocked that line hasn't gone down.
Yeah.
Usually you see the movement. It might happen tomorrow, but that thing is firmly still, if I'm not mistaken, 7.5, 8.5 right now that I'm showing. That nothing,
Yeah.
no movement really has come from that, and I'm kind of surprised at this point.
Now, I've been a fan since '91, man, and I've been a hard dive. Every year I follow the recruiting, I follow everything, man. And I always thought that even when we went through our hard years, our shitty years with Golden and Shannon, I thought we had talent, man. I think it was just the coaching, and it was just we just shoot ourselves in the foot, man. And we always lose these stupid games that we shouldn't have lost. But hey, that's the past. But yeah,
Yeah,
according to the line, I think the line is. I think it's too much, man. I think that these guys think that you hear them players talk, they acting like they're like future Hall of Famers, man, and they might be. But bro,
hmm
like you haven't meet a team this year, you haven't played a team this year like Miami. The
yeah.
defense, our offense, even though it's not that explosive offense that we would like, but we could put up points on the board. We averaged 33 points this year. We could put up points.
I'm sure that would be it if we totaled up all the games. Real quick, I've stopped your time, by the way, just because I wanted to highlight this question from our Indiana guy. Neither OSU or A&M have the quarterback or receivers that Indiana do. Okay. All right.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, that everybody's entitled, and so forth. I mean, here's the thing. I look. He made a comment about Pons shutting down.
Well,
Jeremiah Smith. I'm going to say this. All I said was Jeremiah Smith, pound for pound, is the best player in college football. I mean, he's a dog, and I would almost give more credit. Yeah, maybe Pons shut Jeremiah Smith down to an extent, but I would almost give more credit that Indiana's defensive line maybe gotten rattled, saying the same way Miami did
yeah.
to say. That's what
You know,
I
you
would say.
know,
Go
you
ahead.
know what I
Go
would
ahead.
say to that? I will say that I've watched a lot of Indiana, film and games throughout this past week, and I've seen a lot of Ponce, because he's only like 5'8", 5'9". I've seen a lot of holding, and he's so short. He gets up in the receivers, and all I saw is holding and grabbing and pulling down arms and everything, and the Reds don't see it because he's so short, and at the angles the Reds don't catch it. But I seen
Mhm.
a lot of that. So
Oh,
they
and he's a
acting like
Miami guy
Ponce.
too.
Yeah,
Pons is a Miami guy too. I find it funny
yeah,
that the two look, they've got great players, they do, but the two guys that really have made their team, maybe get over the hump are two kids from Miami, Mendoza
exactly.
and Pons. The other guy's great. They've done good. I'm not taking anything away from them. Their two running backs, I would argue, are the two best running backs we have faced probably since A&M. Because here's the thing, Reuben Owens was a really good running back for A&M this year. The other guy that A&M had was just coming back from an injury, and I'm just saying that we hit them in such a way that they didn't want to really be in the game anymore. And I'm not trying to take away from the toughness of this Indiana team. I'm just saying that when Miami hits you, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
And
No, and
Oregon, they sucked, man. I mean,
yeah, and
I watched the Oregon Indiana game again, and I was like, man, I mean, credit to Indiana for taking advantage of those short fields, but let's not kid ourselves. I mean,
but
Oregon,
but you
horrible.
you for,
Go ahead, bro.
don't forget about the Ole Miss running back, and we shut his
They,
ass down except that long run he had, which is
mm-hmm,
because Wesley took the wrong gap. He shot up the wrong gap.
Yeah.
yep,
So it's not. He would have had like what 30 yards rushing. We shut Love down.
pretty
I
much,
ain't worried
pretty
about their
much.
running game. I ain't worried
Yeah.
about their running game.
Yeah.
The only
I mean,
the,
that's
the
what
only
I'll give
thing.
Indiana credit. They have a running game that Ohio State didn't. I'll give them credit there for
Yeah.
sure. Go ahead.
I,
Yeah.
I'm not really worried about the running game. The only thing that I'm on our offense is Dawson and Beck.
Yeah.
If they can play, if Beck cannot make mistakes and Dawson can call a good game, we could score 30 points if we want. On defense, if that pressure can get to Mendoza, we can get to him. Our secondary will play good, even if we're a man short. We'll hold him down. I ain't worried about that. If we can get the pressure, our secondary will hold up. Now, if we
And
can't get the pressure like Ole Miss that we couldn't get there, then that's when things can get tricky.
And Mendoza's a QB. Mendoza's a QB that panics. If you watch his film, when he comes off of his first and second read, if they're not there, he stutters. He starts to shake in the pocket.
Exactly.
And by that point in time, when against us, you get through your first two reads and you got Bain, Messador, Moten, one of them's in your face.
And the thing
Unlike the
also,
other teams that they've been playing.
yep. And the thing also, he's a big kid. So when you hit him,
Yeah.
you gotta hit him and bring him down because he'll bounce right off you. He's gotten stronger and bigger since
Oh
last year.
yeah. Listen, I'm going to tell you this. I think that a big difference between him and Julian Sayin is there's a lot to be said for a kid that's a fifth-year senior and a kid from Miami. I'm not trying to be a dick to Julian Sayin or whatever. That kid, let me tell you something. I never liked him. There was something about him that really rubbed me wrong, especially when he made fun of the Miami coaches when he was down there for a visit and was like, they're talking about the nightlife, and he rolled his eyes. And that's why I really liked beating them that night. Not so much because of the Fiesta Bowl and everything like that, but it was Sayin that really just the cockiness of him and really just one good hit right at the beginning got him shaky. And I'm not saying that will happen to Mendoza. Look, Mendoza got hit by Ohio State. Actually got out for a couple games. His brother jumped in there, Rocky, if I'm not mistaken,
That's
for a
right.
couple
Yeah.
of days.
Correct.
He jumped in. My question, though, that I want to bring up is because it was funny, the ACC network, and I'm going to talk about the ACC network for a second. As much shit as I give the ACC commission, and I've stopped your time, by the way, Fire Marine. I'll still give you a minute to finish up
Okay.
before I get Brandon, who's been waiting on, and Lickerdale, and anybody else that's in the back waiting. Real quick, the ACC network has done wonders for Miami. I mean, they have shown the past games of this playoff run. They've shown regular season games. Can you believe they actually showed the Cal game from last year just
Watched
to
that
showcase
last
how
night.
good Mendoza was against our shitty defense last year? But you know what really stood out to me? That Basaint hit. And
Yeah.
he hit Mendoza good. And whether he was launched, let me tell you something. Everybody that hated Miami last year said, oh, you fucking lucky he didn't get thrown out of the game. He should have been thrown out of the game. Okay, whatever. He didn't get thrown out of the game. It was the one time the ACC didn't throw out one of our guys. Otherwise, any other time it would have been thrown out. But what I'm getting at is if Basaint or somebody gets one good hit on Mendoza in a way, I don't know. I don't know. Be interesting with the refs call. If it's targeting or defensive player, if it's a straight up hit, it is football at the end of the day. I just wanted to bring that
I
up. 1 minute,
I
Fire Marine. I
think
want to hear your prediction and what you think, brother. Go
yeah,
ahead.
I think if we start getting pressure and we start getting our licks in, and if we can get ahead by at least 7, 10 points, and we keep getting that pressure, he starts panicking and not getting his first read in. I think we can rattle him, and it'll be a long night for him. But if we don't get that pressure, like our second, I mean, even the freshman Antoine Jabari, I think he
Yeah,
held his own pretty good for being thrown out there. But I hope OJ can play the whole game, not just like a series or
yeah,
two. And
yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
I think Damari, if I'm Damari, and man, there's no way you can keep me out of a national championship game. I can be 60%, and if the
Fact.
docs tell me like, hey, you are your own risk, I'll sign whatever I gotta sign, and I'm out there. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't miss the national championship game.
At
You never
home.
know if you.
At home. Isn't he an American
Yeah,
Heritage kid, if I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
mistaken?
yeah,
Fox.
yep. I'm
Jeez.
there. So if the mark can be like 75% at least and give it a go, at least give us like I don't know until Lucas comes back in the second half. That'll be plenty. But I think it's gonna be a close game, man. Like I'm not. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it wouldn't. It wouldn't. I told my buddies. I was like, I wouldn't surprise me if we can win by 14 by 2 touchdowns. It would not surprise me because I think we're the most physical and we can take it to them. But I think it's gonna be ended up being a close game. I think we win by like I don't know, maybe 6 points, a field goal or 6 points, something like that. Maybe
Yeah,
27-21,
it's fair.
give or
Totally
take.
fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be very surprised if either team puts it on the other, honestly. So, but Fire, thanks for coming on tonight, brother. You've been a day one supporter. I hope you stay in the chat and contribute, brother. I got to get these other guys on that have waited patiently. Go Canes tomorrow night, brother. We here. That's all that
All right,
matters
brother.
more than
We'll start
anything.
it, bro.
We're
You,
Sweet
sticking
man.
in.
all right, Fire.
Go Canes,
Appreciate it.
baby.
See you. Go.
You bet. Brandon Brock, welcome back to Stallion Speaks, brother. By the way, the segment that you were on last week was so fire. It got the most views. I was looking at the analytics, but welcome back to Stallion Speaks, brother. I'm going to start your time. So please speak your piece.
Man, what's up, y'all? What's up, everybody? Rapping with a cause. What's up, Rocky, Stallion, and Larry Frank Jr. What's up, man? Good to hear. Good news about your wife and everything. That you're pretty much coming over on the other side on that. So, man, but just know that still, man, our prayers are with you, and we got love for you, bro. But man, I'm gonna dive right into it, man. And it ain't gonna be long. First of all, I'm gonna say Miami gonna win the game. I'm still unsettled on the score, but I guess I'm gonna say 24-10. Um, it may not necessarily look dominant in the reflection of the score, but I think it will be. I think it's like simply because of what Mario Cristobal has been saying and Nick Saban and them been saying: mass kicks ass, point blank and period. That's
I
just
like
it.
it.
Our offensive line should be dominant. We should be able to just run the football. We ain't gonna need Beck to throw 28 and 30 passes. Anywhere 10 to 17 passes. If we get a touchdown or two out of that, that'd be cool. If not, when we get about 2-3 touchdowns on the ground, it's a wrap.
Can
But
I say this, Brendan? I'm going to stop your time real quick. I want to highlight a couple chat, and Rocky, you can counter this. Justin Smith writes, "Okay, think about it this way: Indiana will have an easier time neutralizing Fletcher than Miami will rattling Mendoza." Okay, Florida counterpoints, Miami fan. If Indiana playing zone, Beck, Tony, and Marion are going to pick them apart. Even throw Daniels in there too. I'm looking for him to have a big game. What's your guys' thoughts on those two comments from a Miami fan as well as an Indiana fan, right there, of what they just said?
Go ahead, bro.
I don't think so, man. I mean, Mark Fletcher does not strike me as a guy who will let all that outside hype. Because believe me, I think there's a lot of hype going on, with the alumni players and stuff like that down there. That could be a distraction to our guys. But I don't think Mark Fletcher is that dude. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to buy into all that type of stuff there and come in there with a cocky attitude. And so I think he's still a man on a mission.
I agree.
But the passing game, I'm just still kind of, unsettled there. I think they don't really have any like one person who could really like just say neutralize Malachi Tony. Really, too, CJ Daniels, if he's really healthy, I don't think they got a dude that can be even halfway add up to him. But I just don't, that's just not our tendencies. I think, they want to run the ball and pound that clock.
Interesting enough story before I answer you, Rocky. I was wrong. I thought it was going to be the SEC refs calling this game. It's actually going to be the same Big 12 officials that called the A&M Miami game. And I thought that other than that ridiculous late hit they called on that last series, whether Blunt got there late or not, hitting Reed, I thought they called that game pretty even and let the guys let the teams go at it. And that'd be interesting if that's the way it's played tomorrow night. But Rocky, go ahead. Your thoughts on those comments and the referees tomorrow night and so forth.
Fletcher's a man on a mission, and look, he's not gonna. I mean, he's this kid's focused. I mean, all the stuff that's going on with him behind the scenes with his family, and then him getting to play at home in the national title game for the University of Miami. I kind of disagree with you, Brandon, with all the alumni. I don't think it's going to be a distraction. I think it's actually going to help our kids, stay focused. I just think this is a team that you're not going to tell me that. Well, first of all, you're not going to tell me that we outweigh them 320 to 260 on average across the line of scrimmage, offense to defense, and we're going to have a tough time. Really,
man.
Okay, I mean, if that's what you want to go with, that's
exactly.
fine.
And like I said, I mean, and look, I'm not trying to take anything away from Indiana's guys. They're going to try to ball out tomorrow and get drafted. And anybody that does have a great game for either team should move their stock up if they're draft eligible. But you talk about a guy like Markel Bell that some people are saying he's going to go or he might come back. He's looking at fourth round. With who he's going up against against Indiana, if he neutralizes that guy who's been an absolute animal for them all year, I mean, how can Markel not be a first day pick or a second day pick more than likely in the second round? I mean, 6'9", 340? Jesus, that guy's like, I mean, he's more, listen, there will never be another Bryant McKinney, but he's closer to Bryant McKinney than he is Ian Simonite, if anybody remembers that fucking name. And I am name dropping. Because all I heard when I saw that was, are we getting another, Mount McKinney and Ian Simonite? No, he was just a 6'9", 300-pound dude that just didn't know what he was doing out there. God love him, being a Cane, but come on, Markel Bell has really, really come on coming from the JUCO route, and I can't be happier with that being our left tackle. But
I mean, on defense, they don't do anything special, Brandon. They do spot drops in zone when they on their coverage. They strain, like Shannon Dawson said yesterday at his press conference. They strain a lot. You know who else Shannon Dawson said that about when he made that comment? He said that about the Pitt defense. They strain a lot, which means that they have to. They basically they give it 150% to 100 million miles an hour to do what they do. Now they're an older team. They're smart. They're very disciplined, right? Yeah. And that's what really has carried them.
And they don't miss tackles. And I'll give them credit. They do wrap up. So
and there's a direct correlation with the success that they've had this year and age. I'll always believe that, and it's why Mario goes for the older guys in the portal versus the younger cats in the portal. There's a direct correlation there, but defensively, again, it's a lot of zone, it's a lot of spot drops. I mean, and if Beck has time, which I think he will, I mean, that's Malachi Tony, Alex Bauman special right there, and plus the guys on the outside,
Yeah. Well, Brendan, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on our defense? By the way, lots to be said about that. I mean, our defense. I'm going to be very curious of who gets the ball first and wins the toss tomorrow. Because if Miami gets the ball first and has this like methodical 7-8 minute drive that ends with a touchdown and so forth, that's going to be very interesting if that's how Miami plays the game that way. It just runs it down there and gets points like that and doesn't mess up. That's going to be a very telling sign. Now, of course, Indiana's going to get the ball back and do what they do on offense. But at that point, if let's just say, I'm going to give you guys a scenario. Miami does what I just said, and then Indiana gets on the field, maybe gets a first down, but their drive stalls and they've got a punt. And their defense that really doesn't rotate that much gets back out there, and Miami does another long sustaining drive just to get out of the first quarter, at that point you're only one quarter away from being practically at full strength on defense with Xavier Lucas ready to go in the third quarter, and he's going to be chomping at the bit too. So, I mean, what's your thoughts on that going into tomorrow? Because I'm trying to look at all factors and all different scenarios that could play out.
I think so, man. I think our defense is what's gonna pretty much win this game. I mean, like we don't do a lot of all that flashy stuff, and quick scoring, and all that kind of stuff like that. It's really like a grind it out. Like we really kind of almost play like we take it play by play, and the defense, they seem to work good like that. Take it play by play. Don't worry about third down till it's third down. You know what I'm saying? But I just think, man, that Indiana definitely going to probably try to throw quick passes to neutralize our pass rush, because obviously, Bain and Mesidor, it can't be denied. People can complain about they wasn't sacking quarterbacks and all that type of stuff there. I was one of those guys early on too who was like, we got to do that more throughout the game. You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of bothering me too. But what it is teams try to throw the ball quick to neutralize them, because if you don't, Bang right there in your face. Or Mesidor, he right there in quarterback face, and it be that fast. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and you know what else I would say, and I'll give you one more minute before I get Lickerdale on, and Jay's in the back, and anybody else that wants to come on, the link is in the chat, and I'll post it again because I want everybody to come on and speak their piece. One other thing that I would argue is a lot of teams have gotten lucky batting balls down at the line when Beck throws it. I'm not sure. Miami's gotten a little bit better at that, but that's one thing that I've always wanted our defensive line to do. Just get an arm up, because with a quick pass, if you hit it and it goes up in the air, let's be opportunistic and jump one on them, And here's the other thing too. Oregon did pick six Mendoza once. So if Miami gets that on him, that'd be huge. That would be a big time momentum swing. And same for them if they were to pick six Carson. But last minute for you, Brandon, before I get Lickerdale on here and so forth. Go for it, brother.
And our guys too on defense, on that defensive line for sure too. One thing we got to look at too is they go low a lot. They do a lot of dipping to kind of get around that offensive lineman, and that be all of them. I see all of them do that. So a lot of times they probably ain't gonna really they don't come with a pass rush up. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah, that's true. Also,
going to go underneath. But yeah, man. I mean, just again, man. I just think that the only chance I give Indiana is just what we were saying about the age. They're more disciplined, and that's it. But as far as the athleticism and the better team, I don't think that Oregon was better than them. They had, we got the same tendencies in the quarterback, but I don't think Beck is going to screw up like Dante Moore did.
Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about that with Dante Moore. I don't know what the fuck happened there. I mean, but shit.
I think he came into the game arrogant. He came into that game cocky, like they were going to win it, and it wasn't going to be no problem, and he fucked up.
I agree. No, I agree. Well, listen, brother, next week, come on, win or lose. But like I've told everybody, enjoy, guys, because we're here. We're one of two teams with a chance to hoist the trophy. 134 other teams would kill to be in this position right now.
Last point, Stallion. Remember when they had us ranked at number 18?
Yes.
I think that was in the college football playoff. And you remember that I said then that, but if Miami gets in, I'm going to say maybe it's destiny for Miami as well.
You and Saban, brother. You and Saban.
You and Saban. I said, give him a puncher's chance, baby. That's it. So, brother, appreciate you, man. As always, go Canes. Enjoy that game tomorrow night, brother. Honestly.
All right, Brandon.
All right.
You bet. Lickerdale, brother, I hope you are ready to go. I can't wait to hear what you got to say, brother. Welcome to Stallion Speaks, brother. You are on the clock. As always, speak your piece, brother. What is up, man?
Yo.
What's going on? Lickerdale. Can't hear? I can hear. We can hear you.
We can hear you. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. There you go. Now you're on. Yes, sir. Wait. Hold on. Unmute yourself, and you're good. If you unmute yourself, you're good. Yeah, I had him on here a second ago. Lickerdale? All right. See what's going on over there, brother. Jay, you are up next, brother. What is up? Welcome to Stallion Speaks, brother.
What's going on? Let me put my headphones in. Give me literally 3 seconds.
You got it. You got it. You got it. I'll stop your time. Rocky, let me ask you this. Chat box, Indiana's Justin Smith did bring this up. Indiana's 92% in the red zone. 73% of those are touchdowns. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, they haven't faced our defense. That's pretty much my thoughts on it. Justin, you bring up some good points. They've been real efficient in the offense, to their credit. But again, they haven't played our defense. They haven't done that against us. Lickerdale, can you hear us?
Lickerdale, are you good now?
Unmute.
You still can't hear? Because I see you.
We can see you.
We can see you. Is your microphone on?
I can't hear anything.
I can hear you barely. I can hear you barely. Can you hear me now? All right, let's see here. Jay, are you ready to go now, brother?
Yeah, y'all can hear me?
Yep.
I can hear you great, brother. You are on. Welcome to Stallion Speaks, brother. Speak your piece.
First, I want to say, Larry, I hope your life is good. I heard the little video today. I wish you many blessings. I hope everything is all right on your end, man. You praying for a pull through. I'm not worrying about nothing. I'm ready. I'm not worrying about shit. We finna fuck them up tomorrow. I'm not worrying about our corners. I'm not worrying about our D-line. Discipline can't win you football games all the time. You know what I'm saying? We starving down here. I don't give a fuck if they came from JMU and nobody recruit them. I don't give a all that shit doesn't fucking matter no more. The game got to get played on the field, bro. Jabari Antoine will be ready tomorrow. Whether Damari plays or not, we fucking ready. You can't fucking throw the ball if you don't got time to throw the fucking ball. We coming. Bain and Mesidor didn't eat versus Ole Miss. But guess what?
Well, he was going really good there. What happened?
Lost you, Jay.
Lost you, Jay. Oh, we lost him. Shoot. No, I'll have him come back on. No, he was on fire there. So, Larry wanted to say thank you, Jay. Fire Marine says here, no pre-snap penalties, man. We have to play clean. Amen. Miami 21, Hurricanes 29. What's up, brother? Miami needs to play aggressive and violent. Dawson needs to stop the stupid trick plays. It doesn't work. Yeah, I really want to bring that up because in the media day yesterday, he brought up that, he'd love to be aggressive and pass the ball, but, he has to go with the flow of the game. And it's like, dude, why would you – I mean, feel the tendencies, Dawson. You could be playing for a head coaching job yourself. Jay, I'm going to bring you back on. Can you hear me now, brother?
My bad, bro.
You're good. You're good. No,
my
you're on
grandpa
fire.
keep calling me because my grandpa is ready for the game too. So I had to tell him, I'm going to call you back, bro. He's ready for the game. But key things, run the ball, stop the run. That's number one. Run the ball, stop the run. If we are averaging 5 to 6 yards a game, run the fucking football. I don't give a fuck if the receivers don't get the ball. Run the fucking ball. 2, keep your composure. It's national championship. Relax, keep your composure. You at home, but don't get complacent, don't get comfortable. You get what I'm saying? This is a national championship, guys. 3, go out there and have fun.
Yes.
Go out there and have fun. Remember, at the end of the day, you've been playing this game since you was 8, 6, 5 years old. Go out there and have fun. Enjoy the moment. A lot of our seniors, it's your last game. Go out there and have fun. Go out there and enjoy the last ride to be a fucking Cane. And 4, get fucking Mendoza on the fucking ground. I don't give a fuck how you do it. They say this nigga 6'5", he's strong, he's hard. We gonna see how strong he is. We gonna fucking see how strong he is. And last but not least, 5. Indiana's not perfect. So all this shit with Ryan Clark, where everybody's saying they're a perfect team doesn't make mistakes. And like what you just said, they had to pick 6 versus Oregon, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you take your time and you go through your reads, Who's to say a strip fumble can't come? You get what I'm saying?
Jay,
Who's to say, and a lot of people gotta understand this is not the same secondary from last year. You got a player in Jacoby Thomas who played at Middle Tennessee State, who played at Tennessee, who's very experienced. You got somebody like Poisier is very experienced. You get what I'm saying? I'm not scared of nothing.
Keontae at Auburn. Keontae's been amazing.
He played the outside and the nickel. I'm not scared of anything Indiana's going to do tomorrow. I'm not scared of this fucking game. I'm not fucking scared of this fucking game. We weren't supposed to beat Notre Dame. We weren't supposed to beat Ohio State. We weren't supposed to go against the win in Texas A&M. What the fuck is going on? Who the fuck is Indiana? Who the fuck is Indiana? I'm not scared of no fucking Indiana. They say Mark Fletcher was going to get slapped by Sonny Styles. Fletcher did the slapping. They say Marcel Reese is the best quarterback ever. He fumbled the ball. We won the game. We intercepted him twice. Who the fuck is Indiana? I don't fear Indiana. Okay, they're a good football team, just like every other fucking football team we played.
Jay, let's stop you real quick. The amount of disrespect by seasoned media veterans during the course of this past week has been unbelievable.
Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck all of them. Fuck Joey Galloway. Fuck Curb Herbstreit. I don't give a fuck. Fuck Ryan Clark. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. As soon as Miami win, they like to flip the switch, and when Miami plays somebody else, they go against us. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck all of them on the panel. Nick Saban is the only real one. Is the only real one.
Jay, can I stop you real quick? Can I say something? Let's just say, for shits and giggles, and Justin, this might piss you off being an Indiana fan, because you're probably the only one. You're the only one with balls that have come in here and have struck by your team, and good for you, honestly. I'm going to say this. How dare the media, and they'll do it. You know they will. But how dare they? If Miami somehow does win, say by like what Manny Navarro's saying, by 14 points tomorrow night, the media better the fuck not come back Tuesday. Well, you know, Indiana didn't play anybody and Miami was clearly the superior team. You didn't fucking say that last week.
Facts.
I would love to have all your little things that you said over the last 9 days since that night they smoked Oregon, because that has to have been heard by our guys. That's had to have been. And our guys have really not talked shit. And I wanted to bring up something too. What was that filter that they were using, the Indiana players making fun of Beck's eyes, that I saw the other day? Something about I saw it. And they're kids. They can have fun. You know, they're having a good time. But again, that's all we needed. You're insulting our quarterback that has just basically been dragged through the mud for any little thing. I mean, now this thing about, I graduated 2 years ago, I take one online class. Now everybody's jumping on Beck's balls. And I'm like, God, man, leave this fucking kid alone. If he wins this championship tomorrow, you better kiss his 38-5 ass, because that will be his final record. And technically he'll have 3 rings, 2 of which he was a backup and 1 of which he won on his own. How many fucking rings do you all people have?
They fucking forget that a year ago, Beck was supposed to be the number 1 overall fucking pick, bro. Beck can't do nothing right. They keep bringing up this SMU and this Louisville bullshit, but Louisville beat the fuck out of Kentucky 38-0. The last game of the season. First, it was the SEC is the best. Where's the fucking SEC teams in this tournament? At Cancun.
Fishing.
At fucking Cancun. Fishing, canoeing, having a fucking ball. I'm not
worried about how many teams are going to get in the basketball tournament in March. Keep going.
I'm not worried about fucking Miami tomorrow, man. Half of the team fucking from Miami. Half of the team went to Norland, Central, Northwestern, Carroll City. Kids dream about playing in the stadium, playing for Miami. And you know what, Dan Lannon? Fuck you. Fuck you, because when Mario left Oregon, y'all was bashing him. And it shows who was the fucking better fucking coach. Mario make a fucking mistake last year. Everybody grill him. Nobody's grilling Dan Lanning how they was grilling Mario when he didn't kneel the fucking ball versus Georgia Tech. Why the fuck y'all not grilling Dan Lanning? Why the fuck Dan Lennon is not getting the same fucking grill Mario Cristobal get, bro? This shit is a fucking hypocritical and political, bro. But you know what? All that shit is gonna fucking come to an end tomorrow when we fucking beat Indiana, bro. And we
So
going on a fucking repeat. We going on a fucking repeat. We all know about the media is never honest. Hey, fuck you. I don't care about the media, bro. We beating Indiana tomorrow. We beat Indiana tomorrow.
So fascinating to hear this, Stallion, from some of these fans who have never heard this kind of Miami hate before.
They hate on Miami for no fucking reason. I'm tired of it, bro.
It's always been that way, Jay. It's always
been tired of that
way,
shit.
brother.
Give us our fucking flowers, bro. And as soon as we win,
these are good kids. These are good kids.
As soon as we win, oh, they were supposed to do that. Oh, they have the better team. I promise you, Rocky, and I promise you, Stallion, as soon as we win tomorrow, Miami have more 4 stars and 5 stars than Indiana, and they were just overly matched. But none of that is being said right now. All you're hearing is discipline and that these kids they were unfortunate and how nobody wanted to give them a fucking chance. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck about that. We winning tomorrow. We fucking repeat it next year too.
Jay.
What's your score, brother?
21-31. 21-31. Because they are a good team. They can score. But you know what's the problem? Miami's a fucking pit bull that haven't ate in fucking 23 fucking years. And he finally had a taste of meat, and now he's fucking going crazy. He's fucking going crazy.
At home in our building, Jay? At home in Miami?
The fucking Hard Rock with all them alumni on the fucking sideline. You think we gonna fucking lose? We think we're gonna fucking lose?
I like what North Flow Kane, right? Failure's not an option for us, buddy.
You think them kids don't remember that 5-7 season? Losing to fucking Middle Tennessee State?
Yep. Or Florida State sending our fans to the buses early in the second quarter when the buses weren't even ready to take them home yet.
He's a fucking 6-time senior. He's 6th season in the fucking college football. He done seen it. He won't make a mistake tomorrow. He's going to play cool, calm, and fucking collective. And you know what I love about Carson? He doesn't have a problem checking the fucking ball down. Check it down if it's not there. We will win this fucking game, bro. And go Canes, bro.
Absolutely.
I love it, man. Jay, come on next week, brother. Go Canes, man.
Fire,
go Canes.
Man.
I love it.
Fire. Yeah. That's some heat
Fire,
right
man.
there. He's absolutely
right. I like
right.
what Fire Marine Kane wrote real quick. When we win tomorrow, all that Mario BS negativity is going to die. And next year we will run it back because we can build the dynasty and go on a run. You know, let's talk about that for a second. We haven't talked about that yet. Real quick, Ruben, what's up, man? Fletcher will be on a mission in memory of his father. Facts. He may never have an opportunity like this again. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. So we got another Indiana fan in the house. Indy Nation, Beck can't read his own defense.
We'll find out, Indy Nation.
Brother, I'd love to have you come on. I'd love to have you come on and talk about your Hoosiers, man. Honestly, that's what this show is all about, and so forth. And
we haven't had a Hoosier fan on yet, have we, Stallion? I don't think
not yet. And I know Justin said he'd like to come on, except he's just doesn't have the equipment to get on. Otherwise, he would. But if Indy Nation would like to come on, here's the link, brother. I'd love to just have a nice 5-minute debate. We don't bite here. We just basically just want to just hear from the Indiana people, honestly. And I'm glad that you guys have shown up to the party and want to debate football with us. You know, I want to hear why Indiana wins tomorrow. I want a prediction. I want a score. I want to know how you neutralize us. You know, I mean, you know, does Miami fold like a cheap seat? You know, if they get down, I think this Miami team's a lot more mentally tough than the media has tried to give it credit for, in my opinion. You know, Mendoza gave up 28 points when he was at Cal. You know, yeah, these are facts. So, yeah. Jason McDonald, the disrespect that is being shown to Miami is crazy, with Indiana being a 7.5-point favorite, and Miami is even at home. Indiana only played 2 ranked teams until the Big Ten championship. You know, yeah, I mean, like I said, I just really feel that this Miami team is day and night different. Not that Indiana didn't get better as the season went on. I think these are the 2 best teams playing tomorrow night. That's what I'm going to say right now. But what I will say is this. What would Georgia have done with that number 1 seed? Would they be in this game? Would Ohio State be in this game had they been the number 1 seed in that path? Miami's been battle tested. I'm not saying Indiana has not. They won the games they did. Hats off to you. You play who's in front of you. But where I'm interested in is if this is a battle for 60 minutes, who is conditioning and, has it in the cojones there at the end? And if Anthony's fruition comes to fruition, his thought that it might even go into overtime, who's got more left in the tank at that point? Is what I want.
Yeah, I don't think Stallion you can really say as far as who might have done what with what seed. I think for the most part the college football playoff committee got it right with the teams. I think there needs to be some changes as far as with the G5. I've said that before. I don't think they belong in this. I don't have a problem with the 12-team thing, but pretty much the playoffs. For what the season was, the right teams were in there from the beginning. As far as Miami, as far as conditioning or whatnot, I don't think we have to worry about any of that tomorrow. Look, I agree with Jay. Again, I'll say it again. I think we're being grossly underrated. I don't see. Watching Indiana. I don't see anything that worries me about them other than that they're sound, they're disciplined, and they're a fundamentally straight ahead football team. And again, that's tailor made for us. To all the Indy fans, y'all struggle with Penn State. They struggle with Penn State. They struggle with Iowa. The getting out of the Penn State game was a miracle. There should have been 2 interceptions if 2 guys don't slip on that final drive for Penn State, and then of course the miracle catch at the end. So I just don't see it. I think Mario lives out his childhood dream, and we take home the natty tomorrow, baby. Our 6-1.
I also wanted to bring that up. If anybody that joined the show late, I said something at the beginning that I wanted highlighted more than anything is I just find it really interesting that Mario tomorrow night could become the first minority head coach to win a national championship at the Division I level. The FBS is what we're talking about. We've had guys at the FCS level, and obviously the great Eddie Robinson at Grambling. But what I'm curious about is, Mario might become the first minority national championship winning head coach on Martin Luther King's birthday observance tomorrow night. That's huge. His family left a horrible situation in Cuba with nothing to give a life for him and his brother. And Jimmy Johnson gave him and his brother the opportunity to, become Miami Hurricanes during that heyday. And the stuff that Mario's saying, that it hurt him for years to see what happened to Miami. And him, even with other teams, he's like, what the fuck are they doing down there? What's going on? And he has worked hard. And I'll tell you this, he finishes this story tomorrow night. Nobody ever better bring up the fucking Georgia Tech thing or those North Carolina fans that said to me all arrogantly a couple of years ago as they were clowning us and Drake May was improving his draft stock. I don't think Mario is your guy. Look what they have in Bill Belichick.
Our comrade Larry Frank Jr. said it, right? We're seeing the U Part 3 written in front of our eyes.
Yeah.
The only difference is with this one, I don't think we could get the folks that needed to be on there with like Shannon, Shalala, Golden. I don't know if they do anything like that from Miami after how it ended up. But it would be an amazing accomplishment for Mario, no question, to be in that category. That so few, if any. You said you'll see the Grambling head coach. I'm trying to think of somebody else off the top of my head. I can't think of one, but it's just another story, just another storybook, type scenario that goes along with the rest of the season with Miami and since we've had it the 23 years. Yep. Mendoza holds the ball too long. Yep. 3 to 3.5 seconds. That's his average.
The Indiana fan wanted this highlighted. Penn State, Iowa, and Oregon are all hard places to play at. Indiana won them all. He also wanted to bring up that Oregon has a good defense. Indiana beat them by 10 at Oregon, slaughtered them in the Peach Bowl. I didn't say that they didn't do all that. They whipped Oregon's ass. There's no. I knew they would. I actually even told you
4 turnovers. 4 turnovers really helped the cause there, Indy. Yeah, but they took advantage of them. Give them credit.
They did. Hats off. Hats off. I just hope. Let me tell you this: if Miami does not do the stupid pre-snap penalties that this chat box has highlighted, that the fact that we don't turn the ball over, let me tell you this: Beck has been very good in these games, with the exception of that tipped pass that got intercepted. Here's the other thing that I've brought up: Miami's DBs, if they get 4 hands or 4 chances at hands on one of Mendoza's passes, they better the fuck not drop all 4 of them like they did last week, man, because that changes that whole game if they even catch one of those interceptions against Chambers.
We can't, Miami can't beat Miami. We can't beat ourselves with stupidity, which we've seen in this season. Okay, we can't do that. We can't turn the ball over. If we play a clean game, if we play our game, if Shannon Dawson calls his game, like I called him out the past couple of playoff games, especially the Ohio State game, just call his game. I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be just fine. Let's see.
Indy, this is where I disagree with you, sir. It's actually been highlighted that he gets it out in 3 seconds, 3 to 3.2. Chambliss was the one that got it out in 2.3 seconds. But if Mendoza can get it out in 2.3 seconds, then hats off to him. But I had heard it was 3.0 to 3.2. But again, I'm highlighting your comment, brother. I'm just telling you what I've heard and so forth, honestly. So yeah. Indy caused those turnovers. Yeah, and Indiana created 3 of those 4. We're giving you the props. It's just that, like I said, I don't know what the fuck Dante Moore was doing the other night. I really don't. Yeah, they were down a couple of guys and so forth. You play with what you play with. But again, I just want to see what happens tomorrow night. Now, one thing I did want to talk about before we got on out of here, Rocky, and it's been a great show, and I really appreciate everybody coming on and the chat and everything. And I'm sorry, Lickerdale, you were having some technical issues. If you still want to come on, I'd still love to give you your 5 minutes that you deserve, or anybody else for that matter. But the facts are, a big developing situation came in on Friday late with this Darian Mensah thing. And is this pretty much a done deal at this point, or what? What are we hearing now, Rocky?
I don't have any inside information on it as far as that goes. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Obviously, Darian Mensah, played for the ACC champion Duke Blue Devils, so he'd fit in nicely here. A lot of people are calling him Cam Ward 2.0 with the type of player that he is and the type of throws that he makes. I'd love him to see him in orange and green. I do think we get him. Just off the, no conjecture, no inside news, but I do think we get him. I think it'll be announced after the national title game. I think they have until Wednesday to enroll at the University of Miami. As far as dropping out,
that's the first day of class is the 21st. Yes,
Wednesday's the last day and all that to enroll. I know he hasn't been on Duke's campus this whole period. Duke's been in class since early January, and he hasn't been there. That's one tidbit that I know.
I heard he was working out in Tampa. That's what I heard. He was working out in Tampa, Florida. Yeah. That's where he was. So
So look, he would be a home run pickup for Miami and just keep us rolling. From Cam Ward to Carson Beck to Darian Mensah, 2 years of eligibility with him, so he's not necessarily one and done next year. And people are also saying that he could stay for the 2 years because his size doesn't. That's his one thing. One knock on him is he's a little smaller QB than what the other guys are, but nothing that with the right pieces around him like we have, offensive line, running game is going to be strong next year with Fletcher coming back. Fletcher's not going to the NFL. He's signed and sealed and delivered for 2026. So I think it's a home run win for Mario if we get our hands on him. I think we will.
I'll tell you this, for anybody that might be disappointed that if Seton doesn't come here, guys, I'm just going to say this. They have a lot of guys that are just huge, chomping at the bit. And here's the thing. Markel Bell, he might ball out tomorrow night. Maybe he goes to the pros or not. But I'll tell you this. If I were Markel Bell, and you can stay one more year at Miami and be the dude next year, and in terms of maybe like a offensive lineman of the year type candidate preseason, and improve your stock and get a sweet NIL deal, I'd rather pay the NIL money to him rather than this Seton guy, to be honest with you. Now, I will tell you a name that I am intrigued with that should have been at Miami all along, and he would have made our defensive line pass rush even scarier, is Damone Wilson out of Tampa that went to Georgia didn't really get used there all that often, went to Missouri and balled out this year. His name has now been mentioned. And if we get a guy like that, man, that's a perfect replacement for a Messidor or a Bain next year.
He's
And he
still
should have been
supposed to.
Bain all along.
He's supposed to visit. They're still tinkering around with the visit after the game. After the championship game. So we'll see.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah, no, I like that. I've wanted to, let me tell you this. When everybody was talking about Jaden Wayne and all that from IMG to go with Ruben Bain, I was wanting Damone Wilson and Samuel Mapemba. But they ended up both going to Georgia, and then they really didn't work out at Georgia. That Mapemba went over to A&M, and Wilson went over to Missouri. And now the fact that Wilson is like, hey, I fucked up 3 years ago, man, that's a perfect replacement for Ruben Bain. Should have been playing with him all along. What a scary thought with those guys, in that rotation.
Yeah,
especially to go with Lightfoot and Blunt. I mean, damn, that would be.
And you're right. And you're right, Stallion. We've got so many guys in the cupboard right now. Booker Pickett on the defensive line. Man, I can't think of some of the names on the D.
Oh yeah, Pickett, man. Yeah, and what about Hayden Lowe? I've been hearing about him.
There's guys in the cupboard. I mean, even on the offensive line, Kinsler, Jaden Wilkerson. There's guys that we have. Remember Derek Plaz, the guard from Jacksonville. I mean,
you talk about another Columbus guy. I'm hearing that Rodriguez might be able to get another year because of the injury that happened early in that Florida game. And realistically, Mario had a lot of high hopes for him to be the center. That would be a perfect replacement for Brockmeyer. So you wouldn't have to pay money there in the portal. To answer your question, Brandon, I think the holdup on the announcement is I don't think that Mario wants any more distractions. He wants everybody all in for tomorrow night, and then win or lose, we'll worry about next season, and go from there. Let me tell you this: Tuesday might be a ginormous day for Miami in terms of the fact that you could just be waking up to your 6th national champion, and you are officially defending champs, and then you get this Mensa announcement along with some of these other pieces that you're needing, along with whoever's coming back. Let's roll.
And the next one is Stallion. Going the other way with it. Who do we lose? Who leaves? Because they've got 5 more days after tomorrow to make their decisions from both Indiana and Miami.
Can I tell you this, Indy Nation? I'm going to tell you this. If you actually have watched my other shows on this channel, I've been one of Cignati's biggest supporters. I'll tell you one thing.
Too.
Yeah, let me tell you something. I like that guy. Let me tell you something. When they highlighted him, ironically, going into your all's game against Oregon the first time, and they had that interview with him when he said basically, we're going to go in there and we whip your ass or whatever. And I was like, damn, what a coach. Oh, my God. Cojones, And that was like Jimmy Johnson type shit I was hearing right there. And I was just thinking to myself, I was like, man, this is the type of guy that will come over to your house, fuck your girlfriend or wife, and then drink your brandy on the way out. And you enjoyed it. Honestly, I mean, so I don't know who's not respected Cignati and what he's done at Indiana, and there's a reason why Indiana threw $11 million on the table because they didn't want Penn State or anybody else taking him from them. And Michigan had their eye on him too, even before Sharon Moore's thoughts to become a porn star and an OnlyFans star didn't come to fruition for him. Honestly, But, Jason McDonald, how's Isaiah Horton feeling right now? You know what? Him and Mike Elko can hang out down there in College Station. We'll hear all about that. Idiot over there, honestly. So, yeah. Yeah, when 3-star players win the Natty, there will be crickets. Let me just tell you this. I'll be the first one on here to give you hats off. Rocky, won't I? If they win tomorrow night, hats off to you. No sour grapes here.
Nope,
no sour grapes here, man. You win tomorrow night.
Justin, you guys are 15-0. You're 15-0, man. You got a chance to make history tomorrow. Undefeated season, man. 16-0 all the way through.
I don't think he was injured, Greg. I think that he was still about a year away from contributing, but that's a guy to watch out for in the defensive tackle rotation next year. That's another stud that they've got back there. Huge dude. Dude. So, yeah. Brian Haynes is very good at scouting and finding the opponent's weaknesses. Listen, Indiana's staff is top-notch. Top-notch.
Mike Shanahan Jr.
Natty wouldn't have them on the payroll if they didn't do their jobs. I agree with that. So, yeah. Laugh out loud. The OP did say that. Fair play. So there you go. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, one more comment I may have missed here. Let's see here. Yeah, and Signetti has done this without 5 stars, just a bunch of group of 5 guys getting it done. Let me tell you this. I think that just like the Ole Miss game last week, look at what those players had to go through with Lane Kiffin's bullshit and everything, and they played their hearts out. And I expect nothing less from Indiana to leave it out there. I mean, this is one opportunity. I mean, this is an opportunity for both teams. And again, that's why I said one of the intangibles at the beginning of this whole show was I want to know who is really going to leave it out there. I mean, if this is your last game for either team, especially the guys from Miami playing in front of their guy, their home. You know, again, even the Indiana guys that are from Miami, like Signetti and Pons, to go in there and beat the hometown team in their stadium, how could you not want to get the fuck up?
There's another kid they named today that's on a Miami Northwestern kid that's in their secondary. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I mean, they got guys, they got dudes. I mean, they've been fabulous. I mean, they have been fabulous all year. The only thing is that I just can't stand this Paul Feinbaum and Joey. Oh, and then I love Joey Galloway on Kirk Herbstreit's show the other day, and Kirk is trying to stick up for his Ohio State buddy, and he's like, he doesn't hate Miami. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? He was for 4 weeks. All we heard, they don't deserve to be in this play.
Yeah, they were. He was asking tell Miami fans that to go easy on him because he was getting a lot of hate on X.
He's a big dick sucker, is what he is. I mean, that's what he is. He's a big dick sucker. So sour grapes, and the truth of it is, those two didn't want none of Miami. Yeah. Talking about
Indiana, no question, is a talented football team. The yes, thing that I'm trying to say is that their style of play fits us like a glove. You know, again, they don't do any. You know, the defenses. The offenses that have beaten us this year have been the tricky offenses. The Rhett Lashley, tempo. Louisville with Miller Moss getting the ball out to really some good athletes on the perimeter fast. Miller Moss 1-2 throw, 1-2 throw. Now Mendoza might try that tomorrow, but like the other caller said, that's not their game though. That's not really the game that Indiana plays. They're a drop back, pro style, methodical offense, and it's progression based. Mendoza has a progression. He runs through his reads, and it's either one read throw or 1, 2, 3 reads. If not, and like I said, if it's not there, Mendoza panics. Okay, and by that time, our D line is on top of them. Their offensive line has done a good job all year, but they've never faced a D line like ours. And I keep saying that. And
I mean, and it's gonna, and we're getting close. I mean, you know what's so crazy? It's 11:26 right now. So this time tomorrow night, whether you're a Miami fan or you're an Indiana fan, somebody's gonna be happy. Somebody's gonna be happy hoisting that trophy. Honestly, at this time tomorrow night, we will know who officially is the 2025 national title. And I want to say this, we're going to get to Idiot of the Week and finish up the show. And Rocky, thank you for coming on. And again, I'm sorry about your Bears, but a lot to hang their hats on this year. What a fucking
heavy-hearted show for me, bro. Yeah, but a hell of a season. Yeah, no, hell of a season.
Absolutely. I do want to say this. Tomorrow night, for Miami fans, Indiana fans, you're entitled to your opinion also. I'm sure that this group has been very special for you guys. Probably, the best team ever, whether they win or lose in Indiana's history. Sadly for this Miami group, if they do win this national title, and I hate comparing. I really do hate comparing. I always have looked at teams as if you win a ship, you're up there with your team. It doesn't matter how you want them. If you are the national champion, nobody can fucking take that from you for life, honestly, unless you somehow cheated and the NCAA takes a banner down or something of that nature. You are the fucking national champions and you're immortalized, okay? And what I'm getting at is that this group that for Miami, and I've said this before, if you haven't done it already, print off this roster for Miami. And if they are deemed national champions tomorrow night, it's going to be interesting what the NFL rosters that some of these guys are on. Maybe not all that played on this team, but if they go on some type of a run starting tomorrow and win maybe 3 out of the next 5 national championships or something of that nature, like another thing, a run that they had in the 80s or what they could have had in the early 2000s, that right there just shows how awesome of a staff Miami has put together themselves, and Mario, and the relentless recruiting and the evaluating. And let me just tell you this. We have made some maybe poor coaching choices that started this thing a couple of years ago, but this coaching staff this year, what I've seen from the receivers from Kevin Beard, what I've seen from the defensive line from not only Jason Taylor, but also our guy, Damian Lewis, I mean, what Heatherman has done, I'm telling you this. They have done fantastic, this coaching staff and this group playing together. I'm just sad we don't get another game after tomorrow with this group because some of them are going to go, like you said, Rocky. Some of them, I mean, maybe I'm just being nostalgic, but this has been a very special team for Miami. And, I'm very grateful for watching them right from the beginning of Notre Dame all to tomorrow night. And it's just been an amazing ride. And if it's a dream, I don't want to wake up from it,
Yeah, it's
honestly.
a couple of things that win tomorrow will prove Stallion. Number one, it would prove that Mario Cristobal was in fact ahead of the curve when it came to NIL from the beginning of the whole process. Secondly, in this NIL portal era that we have now with the in college football.
Good luck, Justin.
It's almost like, and you can compound this, Stallion. We were left for dead, right? Nobody thought that you would ever be back, especially with the arms races in the SEC and all the money that was being spent. We were dead in the water. We were finished, and yet here we are again. And it took hard work. It took the relentless nature of Mario Cristobal, and yet he had his missteps with his coaching staff. With some mishires, right? Took him a few times to get it right, but boy, has he gotten it right this time. And it is as impressive as ever. Another thing, Corey Heatherman, whatever he's demanding as far as the salary, pay that guy. Pay that.
I wanted to highlight this comment. I heard the Dallas Cowgirls are wanting to speak with Heatherman. They can speak with him, but Heatherman could do so much better, man. I mean, honestly, if I was Heatherman, man, I would stay with Miami for at least another year or two, and he could become a head guy somewhere in the college ranks. Don't go to the NFL and just be another number, dude. Just please. I mean, this guy could be a fucking head coach somewhere, man, honestly.
Jerry Jones away from that guy. Pay that guy.
And let me ask you this, Rocky. Hasn't that how it's been in the past with those great staffs that Jimmy had back in the day in Schellenberger? A lot of those guys eventually went on to become not only head coaches, but national championship head coaches.
Including the head coaches, Snellenberger, USFL, Jimmy Johnson to the Cowboys, Butch Davis didn't work out for him in the NFL, but that's where he went.
Ed Orgeron was on that staff back in the 80s.
Yeah, Tommy Tuberville was on that staff. I mean,
Tom Abeladati, Gary Stevens. I mean, I know Dave Wanstadt was a joke in terms of the head coach, but at the same time, he still got coaching jobs.
Who was the D coordinator that was with the Colts and then the Bears? Help me out.
Pagano, Chuck Pagano.
Pagano.
Yeah, Greg Schiano was on the staffs. I mean, that's what I'm saying. So, yeah.
I mean, look, this is we're getting. I don't think you mentioned Stallion. About if we go on a run, I don't think Mario's going anywhere anytime soon. Mario's a lifer at the University of Miami. He's not going anywhere. This is his dream gig. I mean,
you know what's crazy, Rocky? And I'm glad you brought that up, and I want you to keep talking. You're right. I'm so glad you highlighted that because, a lot of Miami fans over the years have always said, well, what if Jimmy never went to the Cowboys? What if Butch didn't get, dismissed or dissed by Donna Shalala and stayed, with the 2000s group? Or what if Schellenberger never went to the USFL? I mean, I would argue that they would have had the success of a Bobby Bowden, but with a lot more national championships.
Butch Davis, especially. Butch Davis, as great as much as I love Jimmy and as great as Jimmy was, Butch had it rolling, man. I mean,
oh my God, he did.
Really had it rolling. And him leaving.
And that was in a different time where you didn't have this NIL. He had to be creative and navigate probation and get guys on here and track scholarships to let them come out for football. I mean, you had to do what you had to do to be competitive during those rough years in the mid to late 90s.
I listen, Stallion. I agree with what Mario says when he says we're only getting started. I believe that. I believe we're only getting started, and we're here to stay. At least playoff wise, we're here to stay. You always say in the NFL, you get to the playoffs and then you roll the dice, right? Well, You get to the playoffs with Miami Hurricanes, and at least we know we're going to be built for it, just like we were this time around, even as a 10 seed. So.
Yes, sir. Well, real quick before we finish out, as one of my favorite segments, the idiot of the week or what have you. Anybody stand out this week for you, Mr. Rocky? That is your idiot of the week.
Yeah, from tonight's game, DJ Moore had an over route on a third down play. They went over the play 3 or 4 times on NBC. Stopped running. Caleb throws it to the spot where he should have ended up, and the ball gets picked off down the field to give it back to the Rams in overtime. Part of the heartbreak. And they went through that play about 5 or 6 times on the national telecast, and you could see Caleb on the sidelines holding back some things he wanted to say. But DJ Moore, you're an idiot. As good as you played tonight, what a fucking dumbass move. Anyway,
I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to highlight it till the end. Let me just say this much. Whether you like this guy or you
everybody
don't,
in the national media. Sorry, Stallion, go ahead.
Oh, without a doubt.
That goes without saying. That's easy.
Well, and I'm going to say this much. For as much love as I gave the ACC network, for their coverage of Miami, for really pumping us up, unlike the ACC ridiculous idiots that are in office like Dr. Jackass Jim Phillips and everybody else that doesn't know how to run this conference when it comes to football. The fact is I cannot believe, with all the coaches that you could have brought on tomorrow night, the fact that he's even there just gives me the heebie-jeebies. What is the ACC network, win or lose tomorrow night for Miami, having Bill Belichick come on there as the coach, for the ACC network post-game coverage or whatever? I mean, does that guy even talk? Like, I know he mumbles. He's an asshole. And why is he even out there? That whoever made that decision of all, I would have rather had Rhett Lashley. You could have even had Tommy Bowden or Dabo, but you had to put Bill Belichick out there and Gold Digger Production. I mean, get the fuck out of here.
He's a friend. He's a friend, Stallion, of Jimmy Johnson. They're buddies.
I'm telling you, I don't know, man. Bill Belichick being on there, and the fact that he's at the stadium tomorrow just really pisses me off more than anything. I couldn't believe, of all the coaches they could have picked to have been on there for the post-game coverage, they chose him. Like North Carolina did anything this year.
North Carolina. Hey, look, Charlotte, ACC.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah. And then the fact that Dr. Jim Phillips is going to, if Miami wins this tomorrow night, and that son of a bitch is going to get on there and have a little grin on his face, and I'm like, fuck you. Oh, my God, you jackass. Oh, I hate that, man. I really do.
That's gonna be a cringeworthy photo op right there.
It really is.
Phillips, Mario, and team standing there looking at what that's got to be, man. Wow.
It's just ridiculous. Wow. It's just absurd. So, yes, absolutely. Yeah. Real quick, what if we saw Feinbaum and Galloway in the old school MTV Claymation Celebrity Deathmatch Wrestling? I'd love it, Jason. I'd love it. Oh, my God. That's who wouldn't win? The fans. So, I mean, pure entertainment. I mean, shoot. So, God. Real quick predictions before we get out of here. Rocky, I'll let you go first or what have you, and then I'll finish up and we'll close it out, guys. But I can't thank everybody. Listen, to Justin and Indy Nation and anybody else that's rooting for the Hoosiers, good luck tomorrow night. Honestly, I want a well-played game. I want to get the taste out of my mouth of our last national championship appearance. I hope it's settled on the field. I hope that the refs call a straight game for both teams, and I hope that it's just settled on the field and that there is a worthy national champion at the end of it. So good luck to you guys tomorrow. Thanks for participating. For our Miami fans, fire is awesome. Larry Frank, I love you, man. Enjoy that game tomorrow night. I'm glad to know things are getting a little bit better, and I'm praying hard for you, my brother. I love you. And we've been waiting for this moment for a long time, and just glad that we're here tomorrow night. But Rocky, go on ahead with your prediction for tomorrow night, brother.
Yeah, Canes by 2 scores, 31-17. And look, it's going to be A gap for life. I think Shannon Dawson, Mario Cristobal, and Alex Mirabal hit the A gap. and they imposed their will on Indiana, and Mario's wish of showing everybody once again you can be successful winning at the line of scrimmage and featuring an offensive line and going back to basically what he believes or what was his bread and butter is what I think is going to be showcased tomorrow. Malachi Tony's going to get his catches, CJ Daniel's going to get his catches, but it's going to be our offensive line imposing their will. Mark Fletcher's going to have a big game on the ground, and company are going to have big games on the ground, and we win 2 scores, 31-17. I'll give it that.
It's awesome. I'm going to pay attention to the coin flip. I want to see who takes the ball first. I want to know which team scores first. I want to know which team starts imposing their game plan. I'm also going to be looking at which team's game plan isn't working and which coaching staff makes the right adjustments to fix that said game plan. I'm also going to be very curious of how the fans are tomorrow night. The truth of the matter is that this should be an opportunity for both fan bases to fill out the stadium. This is becoming an event like the Super Bowl, to where whoever has the most money gets to go. I guess that's what it is. But it was crazy that somebody said that in 1983, when Nebraska and Miami played in the Orange Bowl, that national championship game was $20 to get in. And now you're talking about $3,500 for nosebleed seats. I mean, I know inflation's happened, but not in 43 fucking years, guys.
Not to that level. Come on, man.
Bullshit.
But it's a shame. It is.
Yeah.
It is what it
and
is.
for the people that got in there, root your asses off for your respective teams, and hopefully it's a very a great atmosphere. And unfortunately, whoever wins or loses, we have to wait for college football until August of next year again. That's the other sad part about it. As a college football fan who I've loved this sport forever, whether Miami's good or not, I'm just grateful that we're here. And I'm going to just say the score that I've been going with. I think that Miami wins 27-20. That's what I've been going with. And if we're a 7.5 point dog, I said that when Ohio State was a 10.5 point favorite, I said Miami's going to win by 10 points. Miami did it. And so us being a 7 point dog, let's flip it. I think Miami wins by 7 and gets it done tomorrow night at the Rock. And we'll be celebrating a 6th national championship in 26. And go Canes, baby. And for everybody, guys, we've waited 23 years for this moment. And if we are blessed to win tomorrow night, enjoy it. Don't complain about the fact that Dawson didn't do this. What were they doing in the third quarter? If we are 1 point better than the team we're playing tomorrow night and all zeros are on the clock, there's not phantom flags to extend it, and the fireworks and confetti are really going off, guys, just fucking love it and just enjoy it, because I never thought it would take this long for us to get back, honestly.
Yep.
So,
absolutely. And Indy and Justin, from me as well, good luck tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Good luck. And I hope that you guys come on next week. And like I said, if you all are blessed to finish your story and be champs, we'll be the first to congratulate you. We'll talk about it and look to next year. And we hope that you would give us that same courtesy back if we are 6-time national champions, and the media can kiss our ass and suck our dicks one way or the other. That's how I feel about it. So thank you, everybody, for joining us for Stallion Speaks. For myself, Rocky, everybody that was on the chat, enjoy the national championship tomorrow night, and go Canes, baby. We out.
Go Canes.